What's up, Bill? How you doing, man?
Today, and we are telling you who we're not drafting. 10 players that we are not drafting at cost. We also have some pretty big running back news. Jonathan Taylor, 2 Seahawks running backs. What's the deal in those situations? And football is back this week. Thursday, the Hall of Fame game. Pretty sweet. Now, that's all well and good, but we're also going to tell you today about the Fantasy Football Today Open. It's going to be amazing. You'll learn about it soon. I'm Adam Azer with Heath Cummings and Jamie Eisberg. Heath, you have the face of someone who is really looking forward to the Fantasy Football Today Open.
I cannot wait for the Fantasy Football Open. I'm so fired up. My Baked Burger Dynasty League startup draft. Like, I just want to draft all of the teams all of the time. Please give me a draft to do every single day from now until the season starts.
No, don't be that. This is something that we're all very excited about.
No, I'm saying for real.
Oh, okay.
I want to draft every day.
Can't never tell with this guy. Jamie, crazy weekend with NFL news, but before we get to that, why don't you guys just give me one player that you're not on your do not draft list at cost, and give me 30 seconds on that player. Jamie, go ahead.
The biggest thing you said there is at cost, because I'm not drafting Patrick Mahomes at number 12 overall. I would love to have Patrick Mahomes in my fantasy team, obviously, but take him at the end of the first round, and this is a one quarterback draft that we're talking about. You get him at 12 in the super flex or two quarterback league. That's a steal of steals, but I just think to take him in the first round when there's clearly some potential of Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts being better, I would rather wait that out and not take a chance on Mahomes at all.
All right, Heath, how about you give me one player that's do not draft list at current ADP?
I think most of the quarterbacks were, but I think we're going to talk about news, and one of the things the changes I made just this morning. Like, I'm not drafting Joe Burrow as the fourth quarterback. I'm not drafting Joe Burrow as the fifth quarterback. I'm not drafting Joe Burrow as the sixth quarterback. He's behind Justin Herbert now at QB7 for me. Right now, according to Cost, he's at pick 27 as the fourth QB. And hopefully, like, I do think there's a chance that we get to the end of the year and we're like, remember when people downgraded Joe Burrow because of a training camp injury.
Let me know if anybody has any questions.
Calf injuries linger. And I just don't think there's any reason with the other elite options we have at quarterback to be taking him that high any longer.
So the ADP what we have been using is from NFC, and in the month of July, there's almost 200 drafts at this point. I just want to see where Burrow is going in the last 3 days. So he was 27th overall in the month of July. In the last 3 days, he's 36th overall.
I just ran a Twitter poll this morning asking, you're on the clock in redraft today. Are you drafting Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert? It's 48% Burrow, 44% Herbert.
Now the other people are too gutless to say anything.
They're not sure.
It's the results. All right, well, let's get into the news and notes now. And, I was going to start with the running backs. We might as well just stay on Burrow here. You obviously have moved him down a little bit. You're behind Justin Herbert. And how about you, Jamie? Because one report from Mike Garafolo of NFL Network says that a week one return should be realistic for Joe Burrow. Have you moved him down?
I have not, and actually I moved him up right before the injury happened. I moved him ahead of Justin Fields from 6 to 5. I will probably readjust that, but I can certainly see Justin Herbert going ahead of him. I mean, look, when you're looking at these 7 guys, but I think really you separate them 4 through 7, because the top 3 I think belong in the tier by themselves: Mahomes, Allen, and Hurts. Then it's really I think you're nitpicking on who has the chance to be better, because you know what Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields can do with their legs, and that's not replicable by the other guys. And then you look at what Burrow and Herbert are going to do with their offenses throwing the ball, and if he's hurt and does miss any games, I mean, we're expecting at this point week 1. So if he's not going to miss any games, I don't think you should necessarily downgrade him. But like he said, this is a soft tissue injury that could linger. They might be a little bit more cautious with them early in the season because they definitely have Super Bowl aspirations. So I can see passing on Burrow, certainly passing on McCoss, and going with somebody else in that same tier.
I thought one of the things, Adam, that you got most right at quarterback last year was that Joe Burrow's second year off the injury should run more. And he did. He had 5 touchdowns instead of 2. He had 250 yards instead of 114 from the year before. I'm not projecting him to miss any games right now. But as of right now, I wouldn't expect him to run as much as he did last year early in the year.
I guess I can't really say the history of people with calf injuries and if they run well, I don't know. But it's a good point. He was somewhat of a factor. He did have what you said, 5 rushing touchdowns, kind of probably a little bit high, I would think.
Right.
But okay, so Burrow, if you consider him in that tier and you're nervous about him, then I can certainly make sense. You could drop him down, and Jamie gave you the other end of that. But also, you can sit here and you can say, hey, if I like a guy and he just got injured in July, 6 weeks before the season starts, that could be a great thing. So maybe that's the case for Jonathan Taylor, who may or may not be injured. We don't really know. But
Doesn't sound like it.
according to him, no. But I did see one report that said he was legitimately injured, and that's why he was on the PUP list. That it wasn't because of the contract. So Jonathan Taylor has requested a trade, and they say he had a back injury, and they might put him on a non-football injury list. And it looks a little ugly right now, at least from the outside, with Colts and Taylor. And then you got the Seattle situation. If you like Ken Walker, if you like Zach Charbonnet, buy the dip. This is a time where people are going to be making.
You know if anybody has any questions on anything?
Take advantage of that, but. Jamie, you can
Doing
go first.
the share stream bonus today. Got the Mega Duck and
Taylor right now.
Well, when you say
Blue Duck going.
legitimately injured, I think that's the ankle. What the story that came out last night was that he has a back injury, and that might put him on the NFI list, which means we're getting very technical here from an NFL standpoint, but they could not have to pay him for the 2023 season, which would just allow his years of service to accrue, and he'd be back for 2024 at the same price. It's messy. It's obviously messy, So, is a team going to trade for him? It's so difficult at this point, based on salary cap. So they're going to have to pay him. I think if you trade for him, unless you're just going to put him in the same situation. I would think for people who are drafting, he's no longer a first round pick. There's too much risk attached to it right now, and I think it's even hard to say he's an early second round pick. So I've dropped him to the back half of round 2. I think you just got to almost put him in the same scenario as Josh Jacobs. Just there's uncertainty, there's questions. Until we get some answers, it's easy to pass on him. And then again, like you said, Adam, you get him at the right cost. That's when you sort of jump into it. So anything I think after around pick 20th overall, I'm willing to buy both those guys because they're still the same upside if they get their situation settled. But I think right now there's just some question marks, and that's why I think you just maybe go a different direction when you're talking about the first 15 to 20 overall.
I do think I'm more concerned about Taylor than I am Jacobs, at least for now, just because of the weirdness of Jim Irsay and him publicly talking about so much of this stuff, and then whatever the leak was with the back injury and Taylor coming out and saying, I don't have a back injury, I never said my back hurt. It seems more acrimonious. And so that one worries me a little bit more, but I haven't downgraded Jacobs yet. So I'll probably downgrade Taylor a little bit today. Definitely not in round 1. Still think the most likely outcome for both of these guys is they're going to play week 1.
And I think in terms of Taylor, look, he's not good, but it's not a bad idea. I did this in a dynasty league over the weekend. I picked up Zach Moss. He was just sitting there. If you're able to make ad drops right now, why not? Now Evan Hull is going to have an opportunity. He's their 5th round rookie. We'll see if Deion Jackson gets a chance, but we saw last year that Zach Moss in a terrible situation, and we know he's not great. Volume matters, and I'm sure they're going to run the ball still a lot.
Oh boy, did we have some fun Zach Moss. Should I start Zach Moss or this guy in my fantasy playoffs late last year? I don't even remember. All right, let's see. He had 24 carries for 81 yards at the Vikings. He had 12 carries for 60.
Remember that game?
Well, that was the game Taylor got hurt. Oh, that was the biggest comeback in football history. Yeah.
Yep.
And then fantasy championship against the Giants, 15 carries for 74 yards. So he got work, and then he didn't do anything really with it until week 18, which didn't count for anyone. 18 carries, 114 yards, and a touchdown against the Texans, and 3 catches for 7 yards. They did not throw to him. He had 4 catches on the year. No, in that stretch, he had 4 catches after the Taylor injury. Okay. For the Seahawks, so, all right, Heath, break it down. Ken Walker has a groin injury. They're calling him week to week. Zach Charbonnet out indefinitely with a shoulder injury. And your thoughts?
I'm moving both of them down. I think one of the things I said, back in January or February when we did our things we learned from last season, I said I'm going to stop ignoring injuries so much and so I'm going to remain true to that. I already just said it with Burrow. I'll be dry. I was already so low on Walker that there was no chance that I was going to draft him in redraft. I think Charbonnet now you can't take before probably round 11 or 12, and Walker I can't imagine taking before round 7.
Oh, but if I could get Ken Walker in round 7, I'd be thrilled with that, because I remember 2 seasons ago, I think it was, DeAndre Swift had a preseason injury.
That's the thing. I think I want to make that point. Like some of these guys who are hurt are going to be fine by week 1, and you're gonna be wrong. But some of these guys who are hurt are going to have terrible 2023 seasons.
Yeah.
But I think you're factoring it in by taking him in round 7. Like if you're taking him still in round 4 or 5, that doesn't I think help. That doesn't help justify the injury. Really, you don't want to take an injured player, but I think it's the same thing like Taylor. You know, if they follow you at the right price, like how do you not take a chance on them being healthy and them being the type of player that they can?
The difference for me would be like if they said Charbonnet's going to go on IR, then I would agree. I have pretty big concerns that when both of these guys are healthy, Ken Walker's going to turn into a trap back. I think Charbonnet is probably going to be better in the passing game, and he's probably going to be better in short yardage.
I don't necessarily disagree, but I think if you tell me Charbonnet is going on IR, Ken Walker is probably a 2nd round pick as opposed to a 7th round pick.
If he's healthy, yes.
But I mean, you tell me one guy has a shoulder injury, one guy has a groin injury. Obviously, I have no idea, but I'd rather, if I had a guy on my fantasy team, I'd rather him have a shoulder injury. And my concern with Walker is that that Charbonnet comes back next week. Walker's out until the 3rd or 4th week of the preseason, and Charbonnet makes a lot of inroads there. And I'm a believer in Walker, though. I'm a little bit different than you. I believe in him. I mean, obviously, I can't justify like what we were thinking, maybe 1st round pick before the NFL draft. But I just think he's awesome. But
he's really good at the things that we like. He is the type of player who often fantasy managers like more than coaches.
I'm not putting that label on him. I understand why you're saying that. He was boomer busty on a carry by carry.
Not just that, but also he's not a guy who's been good on passing downs.
Yeah, I mean, right. Look at Seattle running backs and how many of them have been good on passing downs.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is what the team has told us.
Right.
They told us that there was something that they were missing, that they were willing to invest a 2nd round pick for the 2nd year in a row on that same position.
Yeah, I get that, but he was phenomenal last year.
He was,
and
but he did it with little competition. And now he's got significant competition.
I understand. I think before this, a few days ago, you couldn't draft him before the 4th round. Hopefully the 5th round. But you're telling me I can get him in the 7th round with his talents. I could see that really hitting it, like really paying off.
Well, you drafted him in our Dynasty League.
I did.
And you did it knowing that this could be a problem for the next 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be. I'm not going to talk too much about our Dynasty League, but I don't remember when I drafted, maybe like 5th round or something like that.
I have it up. Why don't you want to talk about it? Because he's going to win?
No, we got sidetracked here. But, I think there's history of running backs being drafted and not having as big a role as we thought, especially, even in the 2nd round. And even for Seattle, they drafted Rashad Penny in the 1st round, and they had Chris Carson, and it's not like Penny just came in and took the job. He didn't even. I don't even know if he got hurt that year, or maybe he didn't.
I think it's pretty safe bet.
He definitely got hurt.
I don't think he
What's
got
up,
hurt
Romy?
early. I think he just didn't win the job.
He might have been hurt in camp. You took him at a good spot. You took him in round 5. Again, it's debatable who's better, but you guys could probably talk this out, and this might matter to redrafting as well.
Really bad day?
5.
What's going on, man?
1, 2, 3.
It's been a rough Monday for me too, but I had a rough weekend.
And so they're the same year.
So I don't really have an excuse.
They're getting the same amount of potential time on their rookie deals, because that's really what matters. So, Keith, would you have considered in this draft?
Yeah, that sucks. I hate days like that.
Walker over Pierce?
Yes. I like Pierce a little better this year, but I think Walker probably has more longevity than Pierce does. But yeah, those guys are right in the same range for me, both high-end number 2 running backs for dynasty purposes. If they were 100% healthy, I would probably take
That
them.
is never a fun Monday.
All right.
Because
Yeah,
I would take Pierce also.
I drafted him before the injury.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, yeah.
All right, so
Well,
let's gotta get through the rest of the notes.
Actually, you didn't because he's been dealing with this. Just reported because he missed a couple practices before this happened.
The Rams running back Sony Michel is retiring. Sony Michel, I don't know if I said that name right. Kyler Murray says there's no timetable for his return. He didn't rule out week 1, but still no timetable. Justin Fields signed someone's baby. That was interesting. Someone held their baby up, and he signed a jersey. It's kind of cute. Ezekiel Elliott visited the Patriots. Ty Montgomery is injured right now for the Patriots. Perhaps was going to be their third down back. But he's dealing with something.
I think the day before he got hurt, they changed his designation. They had him listed as a running back / wide receiver. And that day before he got hurt, they changed it to just wide receiver. And they said,
Let me know if anybody has any questions.
The wide receiver. So I don't know if that matters or not. But
Okay.
It certainly matters for Pierre Strong.
The Dolphins signed cornerback Eli Apple with Jalen Ramsey out until December. 2 Giants wide receivers came off the PUP list, Sterling Shepard and Jamison Crowder. Sterling Shepard had 10 targets in 2 of 3 games last year. And over the last 4 seasons, when Daniel Jones has been on the field, Sterling Shepard is at a 23.4% target share. Does anybody care about that?
yes.
Yeah, they have 45 slot receivers, and this is the one that Daniel Jones loves the most.
Like, seriously, can you list all the slot wide receivers on the Giants?
Well, I said 2 of them: Shepard, Crowder, Paris Campbell, Wan'Dale Robinson. There's more.
Let me know if anybody has any questions on anything.
Maybe Jalen Hyatt could play the Cole Beasley. That's right. Yeah, no, that's too many. DeAndre Swift has been used mostly in the passing game so far. Penei Sewell, Detroit offensive tackle, he's in the concussion protocol.
I think that's terrible news if that's the case.
Oh, for
Like,
Swift.
if it's Rashad Penny on early downs and DeAndre Swift in the passing game, I think that's really bad news for Swift.
Is it bad news for A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith?
No, I don't think so.
It just depends. I mean, I don't think it's like drop them in any draft boards, but I do think that, look, they didn't throw to Miles Sanders last year, and they just may not value Miles Sanders in the passing game. They may value significantly DeAndre Swift in the passing game, and that's just a new wrinkle of what this offense will look like.
They had the fewest running back targets in the NFL last year. And Dallas tight end Luke Schoonmaker is dealing with a foot injury. Is anybody drafting a Dallas tight end in redraft?
I would. I mean, I did this in the Fishbowl. I think if you're in a tight end premium league, Jake Ferguson.
That's another thing I'm adjusting today. It sounds like Ferguson is quite a ways ahead for that role. So yeah, I had them kind of splitting the targets.
All right. Last time I'm telling you, this is the last day to vote. Nominate us on podcastawards.com. Just go to podcastawards.com, sign up, put your email address in, takes 30 seconds, and then we're nominated, or we're up to be nominated at People's Choice, Best Male Hosted Podcast, and Best Sports Podcast. Please, please, please get Fantasy Football Today to the next round. Jamie and Heath, we need better retweeting out of you as I tweet this again today.
I mean, I have been retweeting. I tweeted one time and said, vote for Adam for best male host. Like, I don't know what else you want from me.
More quote tweeting. All right, FFT and FFT in 5. Monday through Friday, all this week, we're going to have a bonus mailbag as well. We've got the new Dynasty show, Fantasy Football Today Dynasty. It's got its own feed. Please check it out, hosted by Heath Cummings. Go ahead and subscribe to that podcast, Fantasy Football Today Dynasty. Episodes report on Tuesday. You can watch all of it, this show and that show, on youtube.com/fantasy.
Let me know if anybody has any questions. Anything works.
We are going to start our YouTube exclusive mock drafts this week, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I might try to make that. Fine, I'll keep it at 8 p.m. Tuesday night at 8 p.m. We're going to have a live mock draft, YouTube only, youtube.com/fantasy football today. And Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, an auction. We're doing an auction at Thursday at 1. Be there for it. youtube.com/fantasy football today. Last thing I'm going to promote. I know this is a lot, but this is the big one here. All right? Hope you didn't fast forward. We're starting the Fantasy Football Today Open. What is it? It's a new kind of podcast league, kind of Scott Fishbowl style. It's going to raise $20,000-ish for St. Jude, and you're going to be a part of it if you want. We've got 8 different leagues. 12-team leagues. There's a Jamie League. There's a Heath League, an Adam League, a Chris League, a Dave League, a Jacob League, a Schneier League, and a Sia Najad League. All right? We're all going to be in our leagues. We got 11 spots open. So you can go to eBay on Thursday. I'll give you more details as we get closer. We're going to put them all out on Thursday. You can go to eBay and you can pick. I want to be in the Heath League. I want to be in the Azer League. I want to be in the Jamie League. I want to be in the Sia League, whatever it is. We got 88 spots available. You compete against your league for the first 15 weeks. The winner advances. Then you got 8 Champions League, basically. You got 8 people competing. We narrow it down to 4. Narrow it down to 1. You win the Fantasy Football Today Open. But it's super cool. We're so excited. And again, we're going to raise over $20,000. It's $250 to join. Every spot. You don't have to bid. It's not highest bid. It's just you pay $250. You can be in multiple leagues if you want. You cannot have 2 teams in the same league. There is no trading. There will be no collusion. And we're all going to be the commissioners of our league, and we can't wait to do it. So get ready for that. That's coming out on Thursday, the Fantasy Football Today Open. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back, 10 players we're avoiding based on their ADP. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. 10 players to avoid based on ADP. And this is current ADP from July 1st through July 30th on NFC. So, Jamie, it's not that I disagree with you that you say you're avoiding Patrick Mahomes at 12 overall, but it is my job to play devil's advocate. So here's you said it to start the show. Mahomes was one guy you're avoiding 12th overall. Here's my devil's advocate. You say, I'm not going to take him because Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen could be just as good. Well, if you have the 12th overall pick, you're not getting Hurts or Allen at the 36th pick.
At ADP.
Right. You're either taking...
No, yeah, you're right. Not getting
you're taking one of those 3 quarterbacks there, or you're not getting one of those 3.
Right.
I'll tell you the top 20 picks from 2022. Top 20 from last year. Taylor, McCaffrey, Eckler, Henry, Jefferson, Kupp. It's pretty good. Najee, Dalvin Cook, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Swift, Stephon Diggs, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley, Kelsey, Lamb, Chubb, Debo. In that top 20, I gave you Jonathan Taylor. I gave you Kupp, who got hurt. Najee Harris, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones, Lamb. No, I'll leave him out. Debo. Mahomes was clearly more valuable than all those guys. I think you could say that Mahomes is going to be one of the 12 most valuable players. He's just safer than all those guys. There's going to be busts at the other positions. So my devil's advocate would be, yeah, sure, right now it looks better to take Garrett Wilson or Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jonathan Taylor or whatever ahead of Mahomes. But at the end of the day, he's Mahomes. He's not going to be a bust. Some of those guys are definitely going to be a bust. So why wouldn't I just play it safe with Mahomes there?
You definitely play safe. I'd love to see what happens to Mahomes. You say he's not going to be a bust if Kelsey got hurt. What that would look like.
If anybody has any questions, anything works. The duck race is running today. Share bonus.
What happens if he does lose his best receiver? I do think, though, that it's not necessarily what you do just with Mahomes. It's what you do with your 12th pick and then what that next spot you would be taking a quarterback in. So let's just say you want to get Justin Herbert, for example, who I think is going to have a much better season. Let's go back to the 26 points per game that he averaged his first 2 years as opposed to the 19 points per game he averaged last year. So let's put him back in that range. And then you're saying you're getting who's at 12 on ADP, so I'm not reaching here? Because I would say CeeDee Lamb or Stephon Diggs, that spot.
Yeah, St. Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Barkley, Adams. Lamb is 10 or 11. Diggs is 9. I don't think we're getting
Okay, so you want to say let's go AJ Brown. So AJ Brown is there or no?
Yep.
Okay, so AJ Brown and Justin.
Yes, he is. He's one.
Okay, so AJ Brown and Justin Herbert versus Patrick Mahomes and who's in the same spot as Herbert?
Question: How
Godwin?
You want a position? Oh, that's Khalil Herbert. We want Justin Herbert, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amari Cooper, Breece Hall, Travis.
Okay, so go Amari Cooper. So do you feel better about Patrick Mahomes and Amari Cooper, or AJ Brown and Justin Herbert? I would take AJ Brown and Justin Herbert first.
I gotta take Mahomes and Cooper. That's a good question. You could definitely find a combo there.
Let me know if you guys got questions. Gonna do the share bonus today.
I'm just trying to be what's realistic. So And that's what I would do. I would rather take the
Duck race is going. Mega
top
Duck's
end
pretty
receiver
close to
the
selling
next
out.
tier quarterback.
Okay. Heath, you had Joe Burrow on this list, and I think we can skip him. We talked about him earlier, and that was based on his ADP.
What's up, Bill? How you doing, man?
Heath now has him at QB7, the last.
I was wondering, because I think you were pretty strongly. I know Dave was too, so it might be better to ask him. But you were Burrow at 4 over Fields and Jackson, right? Like yes. I think me dropping him to 7 behind Herbert is probably further than most people are going to go. But would you drop him behind Fields and Jackson now? Because those guys were kind of we kind of discussed those guys being, there was a top 3 tier and there was the next.
Yeah, not Jackson.
You having a good day, Bill? You had a good weekend?
I like Fields better than Jackson.
Wow.
Again, I almost don't want to say this out loud, because there are some opinions that I have that I don't feel super confident in. I'm just not a Lamar Jackson guy. I think there's going to be
not anything. I mean, people who have listened to this podcast for the last
years, fell in a hole.
Well,
How big was the hole?
Sort of justified the last couple of years the way
Damn,
he's
man.
performed. I can't deal with the roller coaster. But I also just think there's going to be an adjustment period for him in a completely different
Deshaun. I kind of hope Deshaun over Rodgers. I have I picked Deshaun as my quarterback this year.
Honestly, I'd probably take Burrow over Fields. He's got.
Damn, man, I'm glad you're okay.
So
that's never fun.
He had the appendectomy almost the same exact time last year, and he ended up as QB4. Got off to a slightly slow start. So this is a calf strain. I understand that it could come back, and there's that issue, but can't sit here and say he's a bigger injury risk than Fields and Jackson. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep him at QB4. But let's talk about DK Metcalf, who's going 28th overall, and is just a really interesting player. And I think you both share this sentiment that you don't want to take him.
Imagine
28th overall.
I don't hate it.
Round. And Heath, you can have the first.
Yeah,
round.
I don't know what the hell is going on with him, but it is not good.
Yeah, is at wide receiver. But one of the things, like, it's tough to know which training camp videos and hype.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him.
But considering what JSN did,
I don't hate him going to the Dolphins, but what are they going to give up? Like, what would they give up to get him?
Camp has been pretty remarkable.
That's my only thing.
Everybody in Seattle says he's been the most impressive player at camp the first week. I said this 6 months ago, maybe, probably not 3 months ago, that shouldn't be surprising if JSN is the best wide receiver on this team at the end of this year. And I think it's going to be very difficult for Metcalf to come close to justifying this if JSN's even with these guys. So it's just, you can really get into some danger worrying too much about too many mouths to feed, because one of Lockett or DK or JSN could get hurt.
I'm in the process of listing probably 100 plus cards. So
this offense in the first 3 rounds, really.
I think maybe that would change. Maybe if there were serious
it's
injuries.
gonna be I hate listing cards, but you got to do it.
Yeah. I don't know if that would affect anything for you, but
I mean, even without JSN, how many times? Probably just once Metcalf's been worth a pick in the first 27 picks, right?
Yeah, second season.
So let me know if you guys have any questions. Anything works?
I think statistically, I don't know if you agree with this, there was every reason to believe that DK Metcalf was going to bounce back. He had terrible touchdown luck. Yep. He had a strange stat where his yak per catch was super low when it had been extremely consistent in his first 3 seasons. It just seemed like he had an unlucky year. But then they drafted JSN. It was like, okay, well, I don't know if I can make that argument anymore. And Jamie, you share this sentiment, right? And if we look at this ADP, Devontae Smith, Chris Olave, T. Higgins, seems like that's sort of
I'm ready for the season to start. I want to see where everybody ends up.
Smith, Olave, Higgins. Well, this ADP puts DK Metcalf firmly in that tier, because the next wide receiver is 7 picks later. So you don't think he should go here either, right?
No, I mean, the hope would be.
I don't think the coach will let him go.
Some of the touchdown regression is what saves him, but he's going to see lighter coverage. With
it'd be interesting to see though.
Doing what they're capable of doing, and then you're asking Geno Smith to perform like he did last year again, which I think he's capable of. But it's just, again, a lot of mouths to feed in this offense. That is still going to be a run-heavy offense as long as everybody's healthy. So, yeah, I think it's just a little too soon to draft DK Metcalf. We had this draft a few weeks ago where I think I told you I was purposely deciding to go running back heavy, and I ended up with DK Metcalf in round 5 after going 3 running backs and Mark Andrews, and I was thrilled with that. But to take him in round 3 or even round 4 for me is just
So let me lump him in with the next guy off the board in ADP, but all the way, as I said, 7 picks later, Debo Samuel. Jamie, you wanted him on this list as a player that you're not drafting at cost, and that's a round 3-4 turn pick. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. You can see where we have DK Metcalf ranked. You'll see Debo Samuel as well. Jamie, why are you not drafting Debo Samuel? Keith, you asked earlier where are these guys among wide receivers. Metcalf right now is wide receiver 15. Debo is wide receiver 16. Jamie,
I think he might have changed because when I looked last night, or at least what I thought I saw was that he was at 33 overall, so he dropped a couple spots. But round 3 is just too soon for me for Debo Samuel. We saw last year what the target.
I guess. I mean, he's just a young player,
more
but
importantly, we saw what the carries were.
it'd be stupid to let him go.
And what you're hoping for, I don't think he's going to be as bad as he was last year. We was at 13.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. I've always been staying away from him.
But you're still asking him to be.
Never had him on any of my teams. I mean, he's only been on 2 years, right?
And I think that's the enigma. That's the exception.
I'm staying away.
I just think there's, again, if everybody stays healthy, Brandon Ayuk is somebody that's going to command targets. George Kittle's obviously going to command targets. And y'all have this running back out of the backfield that we haven't seen really in this offense ever. Kyle Shanahan, most receptions was I think like 53 or 55 from Carlos Hyde the first year that Kyle Shanahan was there. So all these guys commanding targets, touches, and you're also dealing with a quarterback coming off a significant elbow injury. While he's expected to be fine, what does that mean? Is he back to exactly where he was pre-injury, or is it going to take some time for him to get back to being completely 100%? So target share is a problem. Run first offense still a problem. Him not being the guy that's getting those carries as much anymore. I just feel like round 3 is too soon for Debo Samuel.
Yeah, I'm pretty much okay with where he's going. I think the target share issue is probably a bigger. If we're basing it on last year, and that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen again, it's probably a bigger concern for Ayuk and Kittle than it is for Debo. Like there was a game that Debo only played 43% of the snaps. So if you don't count that one, like the first 5 games he played with McCaffrey, he was averaging 7.8 targets per game. He was the clear number 1 in targets, and still had about 3 rush attempts a game. I agree with Jamie. He's not getting back to what he was 2 years ago, but if he was what he was 2 years ago, he should be a first-round pick. So I think this is fine. And again, this is another one of those situations where if one of those guys, and it could be Debo who gets hurt, but if one of those guys gets hurt, then all of the too many mouths to feed concerns for all the other guys kind of go away.
And it's also a touchdown situation too. He only topped 60 receiving yards once in the game with Brock Purdy.
So, if you guys got questions, you want to see anything, I could do a bunch of start auctions off at $1. I got a bunch of rookie cards that are pretty good that I picked up.
He's just
what's going to change?
Right. Well, if that's yeah, I mean that might be the case.
Did he really only throw for 200 yards a game?
I know, right? That's how I feel. There's been some sick catches in training camp.
He had 2 touchdowns.
Screaming? I'm trying to think what defensive player made that crazy catch. I forget what team it was.
Debo, let me just give you these numbers. Like the 7 regular season games that he played with McCaffrey. Azer stat week 14. He played 43% of the snaps. Forget it. There's too much Azer statting.
But that was a freaking crazy catch
per game.
Yeah, that's the thing about the 49ers. There's so many relevant players that you have to. There's so many. Well, this guy didn't play this game. This guy didn't play this game. This and that. And that's what concerns me. Is like we sit here. You don't like Debo, but
you've only. Oh my God, you're missing out so much.
McCaffrey and Kittle going to stay healthy, and there's probably going to be some games where Debo doesn't have to deal with all that target share. Plus, as I said, he was Purdy's favorite target because Purdy's got pretty limited arm strength, so he's not throwing the ball downfield.
Well, just put a caveat on that. Don't say don't like Debo. It's just don't like Debo.
Yeah. So
everybody loves Debo. You can't get away with. You can't like this game and like NFL stuff without liking what Debo Samuel does.
Do you like these guys better in fantasy? Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley.
I do, yes.
I don't think Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, who else?
Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley.
Ridley, when I update my rankings, Ridley is the only one who I'll have ranked ahead of Debo.
Okay, so are you getting on the Ridley train?
It was a really good route that they're showing on the internet. So, but seriously, I think he is someone who you should probably pay a little bit more attention to that with, because the only question, like, we know how good he was at his best. The only question was how long does it take him to get back to that.
No, that's fair. I mean, we identified when we did the potential training camp.
Clark
He's
Phillips?
one that could-
I haven't even heard of him.
All right, let's talk about
What does he
Najee
play? Wide
Harris now.
receiver?
And he's going 31st overall. Let me see where he's going. Najee Harris among running backs since July 1st. He is RB 11. So that's right after Ramondre Stevenson, before Jahmyr Gibbs, Brees Hall. It's going to be before Joe Mixon, but I don't know if that's – I'll try to get more recent data point for that. But Heath, you want to start on Najee Harris? Is this your guy or is this Jamie's guy?
This is mine. This is the rare back-to-back year bust call from me. He was a bust last year, and I think he might be a bust again this year. There's reports, and we've talked about this. I get more concerned about negative reports than I get excited about positive reports because everybody's saying nice things. And there's reports about his own linebackers talking trash to him about he needs to get downfield. I just don't. It's really not a good sign historically for a back to get as much work as early in his career as Najee Harris has and been this inefficient, both in the running game and in the passing game. Jaylen Warren was better at almost everything last year. And I just don't know.
Let me know if you guys have any questions.
Force feed Najee Harris.
I'm going to have to look up Clark
Jamie,
Phillips.
how much
Oh,
was the
quarterback
foot injury that he suffered just
Damn.
before the season started?
I feel like the Pats picked up some good guys, but I haven't seen any highlight plays for them.
They had basically a mid-season bye week, like right in the middle. And he was better after that. Plus, they've upgraded their offensive line. I think there are reasons to be optimistic, but certainly Heath lays out very good reasons to be pessimistic. Your thoughts on Najee?
No, I don't disagree. I think you got to factor it in. I think the offensive line will be better. The thing that saves Najee Harris a lot here is his coach and the history of what they do with their lead running back. We've seen some, I don't want to say necessarily bad seasons, but I guess you could say last year, bad season for Najee, and they stuck with him and stuck with him and stuck with him. There was a story about Jaylen Warren getting more work, and it really never materialized to the point where, Najee was benched or even, coming off the field for significant stretches. And we're hearing, some more of that this year, that they're going to put Jaylen Warren on the field. I think it was 8 times last year, if I remember correctly, that they both played on the field together. You've heard some stories like that where they're going to, do some unique combinations. But we hear that a lot. You never really see it with running backs playing a ton together.
I don't remember Brent Grimes too much.
I think he's still going
to be
be
honest.
a workhorse, and that's kind of what saves him.
But I'll have to look at some highlights of him.
At least, I don't want to say role, but numbers. Just because
I'm excited to watch the Falcons this year. I'm happy for you, man. You might have a decent season.
Like we saw in his rookie campaign. So if you could deal with some potential trap back type of moments, then you'll understand what Najee Harris is. I think he's, a guy that sort of is in that mix of a healthy J.K. Dobbins, Damian Pierce, and Alexander Madison, Miles Sanders, guys that you expect to get a lot of work, but just you can see the highs, you can see the lows, and just understand what you're dealing with here. So this is kind of, I think, what I would put in the category of a dead zone running back if things go.
But you guys, are you just assuming that he's not going to be the passing downs back?
I don't want to say he's not going to be the passing downs back. I just don't think he's going to be the passing downs back to what people remember from his rookie campaign. So is he going to play on third downs? Yes. Is he going to play on every third down like typical Steelers running backs do? Probably not.
I have him projected. I was going to see for total number of catches. I don't think he's top 12. I think I have Warren projected for more.
Okay.
I have Najee projected for 43 catches, tied with Travis Etienne for 7.
So let me know if anybody has any questions on anything.
So,
just listen to a bunch of stuff in the Buy It Now. Should be all be up in a little bit. If you're interested in seeing any teams, let me know. I could show you some teams I got. Could run some auctions.
Yeah, it's hard right now to have a lot of confidence in J.K.
But
Dobbins.
I would take Miles Sanders over Najee Harris.
Jamie, would you take Miles Sanders over Najee Harris?
No, I would not, but I can certainly see the argument for it.
Would you take Jahmyr Gibbs or Najee Harris?
Gibbs in PPR, for sure.
I've got Najee ahead of Gibbs.
Heath, would you take David Montgomery over Najee?
I think I have them back to back. I think I have it Najee and then Montgomery. I've got Najee, Gibbs, Montgomery back to back.
All right. By the way, our position previews are starting this week.
So let me know if you guys got questions.
On Thursday,
got the duck races going, doing the share bonus today.
Wide receivers. And we'll talk about a tight end after this quick break on FFT. George Kittle, 57th overall. This is someone both of you agree not going to draft George Kittle in round 5?
Correct.
Keith, you agree?
Oh yeah, that's there's nobody on this list I disagree with.
Okay. Well, Debo, you kind of did.
Right. Yes. Nobody left that I disagree with.
George Kittle, the one thing that I don't want to drop him 57th, but the one thing that just gets me with him is he's been top 3 per game in PPR 5 straight seasons. He just gets it done at the end of the day. But Jamie, why is 57th too early for George Kittle?
Again, target share. I think you look at what he was able to do when Deebo Samuel was out last season versus when Deebo Samuel was in the games that Brock Purdy played, and it was fantastic. But then when Samuel was there, it just was not the same. Touchdown spike for him at the end of the season. He was alluding to that Brock Purdy just kept finding the end zone. Well, a lot of that was to George Kittle, and that's why I think Kittle, despite the fact that one guy's an Iowa guy, one guy's an Iowa State guy, that they still find a way to coexist and get along. I just think that if everybody's healthy, and you said this, Adam, we just haven't seen that consistently from them. But that's Kittle as well. Is that if they're all there, is he going to be able to be as successful? So when you start to again nitpick these guys, and Kittle is in that, I think, however you want to put Andrews, second tier.
You guys got questions? Just let me know.
That next group
just listen to a
tight
bunch of
ends
stuff
from
on the marketplace.
Page, but Hawkinson, Fitz, Goddard,
Should be
Waller,
up shortly.
and Hill, I think all belong in the same tier. For me, he's at the bottom, and I think it's just he's so good, he's so successful. You'll love drafting him. I don't have a problem drafting him. I just don't want to draft him here, and I don't want to draft him first.
Did you give the stat on the games below 40 yards, Adam?
Yeah. So over the last 2 seasons, George Kittle has played 35 games, including the postseason. And he has 40 or fewer yards in 20 of the 35 games.
And 7 of his last 10.
I have not, but my buddy's in one.
70 or more
I think
yards
they have
in 12 games.
they
So
roster
the weirdest
2
thing
of them, I
is, in
think,
his last 40 games.
and they get 3 or 4 points a game.
35 games. He only has 3 games where he's been between
Have you been in
41
one?
and 69 yards. He's either below 40 or over 70, basically, every time. That's strange.
Yeah,
But anyway, there are a lot of bad games, Heath.
He had one game last year between 40 and 80, counting the playoffs.
It's
18 games, one of them between 40 and 80 yards.
I don't really know what to make of that. I don't know if that'll continue. He caught a ton of touchdowns from Purdy, but he had actually terrible numbers with Purdy in terms of when everyone was healthy. He just was losing so many targets to Debo and to McCaffrey and to Ayuk. He was way in the bottom. I mean, it was 4 games where they all played basically, and he had 16 targets. So that's super alarming. Heath, when would you take Kittle?
I have Kittle in round 7, and that's the other thing. It's I've got 3 tight ends in the first 59 picks. I've got Pitts at 60, so the very last.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I've only got 4 tight ends that I would take in round 5 technically, and then I've got Goddard in round 6, and then Kittle in round 7.
I'm gonna skip around because I feel like disagreeing with you guys.
Good.
So
I would like that if you did.
Let's do it. Too much kumbaya.
Yeah, I feel like my buddy likes it because he
Let's
just
do it
keeps the
with Deshaun
same
Watson.
guy every year. But
And I 72nd. I've never taken him 72nd. But yeah, what's your thought, Jamie, on Deshaun Watson? And he is QB 9. And he's going 22 picks after Trevor Lawrence at QB 8. But he's also going 18 picks ahead of Tua Tagovailoa at QB 10. So Deshaun Watson's kind of in a tier of his own at QB 9.
I think first off, I'd rather have Tua. I think there's more upside there. So there's obviously I think a lower floor based on injury, but I think there's a higher ceiling with Tua. So I would rather take my chances with him. The thing with Watson that you have to be a little concerned about, obviously, is what we saw last year in the layoff. Is he ever going to get back to that level? So you got to love what the Browns did this offseason to put guys around him. They draft Cedric Tillman, they trade for Elijah Moore. Still Amari Cooper, still David Njoku, still Donovan Peoples-Jones. And so while I think it's still going to be a run first team, how much of the push and pull versus what the maybe ownership group versus coach want to see. But obviously, Deshaun Watson makes it a better team if he's able to get back to that level. So I think he's a great value. I don't mind drafting him where we take him. But I think at this price, 72nd overall is just too soon. But I think what we see with all of these drafts that we're looking at on this ADP, all the quarterbacks are pushed up. So I would rather, when we talk about quarterbacks, for me, look at what number they're being drafted as opposed to the number overall. So
yeah, I just joined one, so it's my first one. It seems pretty fun. Just because I like every year I feel like I get attached to the players I have, so losing them every year sucks. So I think it'll be sweet to have them multiple years.
Like, are you just completely ignoring last year and you think everything's going to be fine this year? Because I don't think he has the same. I think Jamie's right. I don't think he has the same upside as Tua. I don't think he has the same upside as Anthony Richardson. I would also take Dak over Watson, but I think they're like.
I'm pretty excited to have my team. I like how my team turned out.
So I'd like him as a low end starter. It's weird that on a team that, and I know we think they're going to pass more. I'm projecting them to pass more than they have, but on a team that has been so run heavy since Kevin Stefanski got there, with a quarterback who
Ramondre is bad. Ramondre, I have him on my team, but Ramondre, the user, is not me.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking. I see a guy, Ramondre Stevenson, coming all the time. Oh, you're asking if that's actually Ramondre? That'd be kind of sweet.
Justification right here. QB9 is exactly where I
see him coming all the time, but
hopefully not, 20 picks before Tua and Dak.
I don't know.
And Cousins and those guys go. But if I can get
that'd be so
20
funny.
Picks after Trevor Lawrence, I think that's really good. I'll just say it's a bit of an internal conflict for me. If I weren't so repulsed by the idea of having Deshaun Watson on a lot of fantasy teams, he would probably be my most drafted player. But the reason is this. He's been on run-heavy offenses before, and he's been awesome. On a per-game basis in 6-point per passing touchdown leagues, Deshaun Watson, he was number 4. No, I'm sorry, that was 4 points. He was number 7, number 6, and number 6 per game in his last 3 seasons with Houston. Per game in a 4-point per passing touchdown leagues, he was number 4, and number 6. And he never had a big touchdown year, really. He never had one of those, just lucky years where he
Desmond Ritter
touchdowns or anything like that, or combined.
So I would be surprised if more players than we know collect cards, but
350 more yards than Tua Tagovailoa, and Tua didn't have any rushing touchdowns last year. So you've got to. There's so much more rushing production from Watson. I am just forgetting about last year. I am. Maybe I shouldn't, but I just don't care. Tough circumstances for a quarterback to miss that much time. I like the weapons enough and love the offensive line. I think he has proven himself. If you took away last year and you just said where should he be drafted, he should be drafted ahead of him.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. They're the ones that are dropping money.
I think he's fine here. I think
I'm throwing some Debo cards in here because I don't think they're rookies.
First, I don't know. I think they're going to be pretty balanced.
But they are pretty cool.
I think he's going to take advantage of that and have a huge season. So that's mine. 2 cents.
Yeah. I don't even know for sure about the weapons part of that.
I like them enough.
I mean, they're fine.
JPD, what's up, man?
It's the worst, probably the worst weapons of the top 10 quarterbacks, isn't it? Besides maybe Justin Fields, who's going to run for
It's better than Mahomes. It's better than Mahomes.
So Kelsey's better than Amari Cooper.
Sure, but
so Elijah Moore is definitely better than whoever the Chiefs' #1 wide receiver. Like Elijah Moore was absolutely nothing last year.
I mean, the Chiefs have no vertical pass.
Oh, dude, I got so drunk on Friday. I'm still hurting.
The Browns.
I hated it.
I just don't.
It was supposed to be a nice, easy night of going to the Fisher Cats, and it just did not end that way. Going to a nice baseball game, calling it easy. Oh my God. Colin, let me know what you want to pull from, and if you have any questions on how any of it works, let me know. But we also are doing the share stream bonus too, so if you share, you get 5 additional pulls with your purchase. Sorry, kind of fell off. There we go. So we got the Blue Duck, which I think is the most value, the best value you get. So you get 1 pull from the blue box, which you're guaranteed a jersey card. And on the back of you get anywhere from 1 to 3 ducks. And that's how many ducks you get entered in for the middle row. And then with every duck purchase, you get 5 pulls from the NFL box too. But for $10, you can do 2 pulls from the Jersey Auto box, 13 pulls from the regular box, 6 pulls from the all-numbered box, or 1 blue duck and 5 pulls from the regular box. All 3 of these pull boxes have the slab chaser, so you could hit either the 2 or the Cam Akers. All right, man. Let me know any number between 1 and 20 for the blue to start, and then give me 5 numbers after that. 15, you got it.
Is that not enough of a discount for
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We got a Marlon Mack jersey and a 2 duck. There you go, not too bad. And let me know what 5 numbers you want from the NFL box.
I'm expecting this album to be one of these guys who look back and say we should have had him ranked higher draft.
Yeah, my buddy, we were all pretty drunk. We went out to a Chinese place, all you can eat. I ended up splitting 2 Scorpion bowls with my girlfriend, and then we go to the game, drink a couple seltzers, and then then we get to the bar and he orders tequila shots, but nobody does them. So me and him just freaking, I don't even know how many we had, like 3 or 4 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14.
These 2 teams.
Scorpion Bowl is the thing you share with the 2 straws. It's basically just like random alcohol, and they put the fire thing in the middle. But we got a Jaquan Brisker rookie, Ross Blacklock rookie, Jim Kelly, Adebo Impressions. Yeah, it is Impressions. That's a weird R. Carson Palmer, and let's see if you hit a slab. No slab, but appreciate the purchase, man, and you are in for the duck race. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Positive spin about Kyle Trask the last couple of days. Maybe there's some hope that he develops and is better than Baker was last year.
What's up, D Chase?
I think you take the under.
I also got a ton of stuff that I haven't listed. Yeah, two duck is always nice to hit. If you guys want to see any teams, let me know. I can show you what I got. Well, I did just post a bunch of stuff that I'm about to transfer into the stream.
Now they have limited upside, but I bet if we look at wide receiver 15 last year,
down to 19,
probably some pretty bad offenses in there, right? So yeah,
the bottom 5 pass offenses in both yards and touchdowns. So do they have any wide receivers in the top 12?
I don't know.
You're talking Titans, Falcons, Bears, and 2 others.
Appreciate the share, Colin. Let me know what 5 numbers you want.
And he only caught 4 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy, I mean, they were on the lowest scoring team in football. He was 22.
I mean, just looking at the guys that are being drafted ahead of Godwin in terms of bad passing offenses, and I don't disagree with a lot of these players. I would draft them ahead of Godwin as well. But Drake London's probably going to be on a bad passing offense. He's going 21st. Godwin's 27th. DeAndre Hopkins is 22. Again, I would take him over Godwin, but potentially bad passing offense. DJ Moore's 23. Could be bad passing offense. I mean, there's plenty of guys that are buying into it. And again,
let's see how JPD does.
Godwin, obviously, he does as well. Terry McLaurin, we don't know exactly how Sam Howell's going to perform. So there's questions with all of these guys. But I think Adam, and I know we've had this conversation before. It's just what your expectations.
48 through 52.
I don't
all right, you got it.
Expectation on drafting Chris Godwin.
1, 2, 3,
He's going to be a
4,
top 10.
5,
I would
6,
love
7,
that.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43.
Maybe creep to 20. Maybe get to 15.
3, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 1, 2, 3, 4,
but I
and
really prefer to draft him as my third receiver.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then if I have to swap him out, I have to.
Well, he hit you an auto, so that's
Not
good.
expecting him to be the same player, which is why I
Kelvin
have to-
Harmon, rookie auto. We got a Michael Allen, number to 999. A Marcus Allen, Debo, youth movement, and Quentin Cephas, rookie. It's funny, I just put these 2 Debo cards in there because I thought they were rookies at first. They're not because it's from 2020, but hit both of them.
And it was Drake London, DJ Moore.
No slab, but nice auto hit.
Have those teams projected for more passing yards than the Colts.
Because what's Debo? It's 2018, right, Debo?
Again, they're not dramatically better passing offenses. even as they're currently constructed. They might be. But you're asking
JPD always thinking he knows, but I mean, hey, an auto hit's not bad. Take
you're
that.
asking Desmond Ritter to do something he's never done before, at least a 4-game sample size, but we all know what that situation is. You're asking Ryan Tannehill to turn back the clock a little bit, and DeAndre Hopkins to still remain relevant to that
If anybody has any questions, anything works, just let me know.
at 31 years old. So there's just laws across the board with these guys. But again, I don't disagree. I think these guys are all by Christian Watson also being drafted at Chris Godwin. We've never seen Jordan Love play a full season, and that could be awful.
Okay, last guy is Kadarius Toney on the do not draft list, and that was at ADP of 78th
50-50.
overall. Just over the last 3 days, he is 90th overall, and that's wide receiver 42. It's just ahead of Sky Moore. But looking at your consensus,
I am not
rankings, you guys
sure. I
have
feel like
a combination
I
of
have an idea, but I'm not really 100% where it is.
56 on Kadarius Toney.
I know
So
it's in
guess
there, at least.
Even wide receiver 42 would be too early, Heath, for Kadarius?
That is too early. I do have Sky Moore ahead of Kadarius Toney. I would not take Kadarius Toney until round 2.
I wouldn't mind it being hit. I feel like I've been looking at the 2 and acres too long.
Much risk right now with coming off meniscus.
No, I wouldn't be upset about that.
Ready for week 1, guy that's battled injuries already through the first 2 years of his career. It's frustrating, man, because you see the talent.
Yeah, I'm pretty broke after this freaking week and how much I spent. Stupid amount of money.
Going to be very creative to get him the ball. I think this could be one of those situations where, for people who draft Kadarius Toney and he may not play the first, let's say, month, he's slow or may not play much. It's not a bad trade target, if he does become something in the back half of the season, and then maybe you have somebody that could be a difference maker in the fantasy playoffs. But I wouldn't give up money to get him. So just keep an eye on the fantasy manager who drafts Toney, but at this point, it's hard
The
to
120
say
for the London slab.
I said that you had him pre-injury, so I was already trending in that direction.
I feel like
And then now you see.
Yeah, that was a lot for that one slab. I'll give you that. But, did you get my pack? You got the package I sent you a while ago. I gave you a couple nice jerseys in that.
Well,
make up for it.
I don't think they are. But
I like Browns.
I mean, not $120, but
Elijah Moore, remember
Decent.
how good he is?
Seymour, appreciate the share. You just got to make a purchase, and then you get the 5 bonus polls.
What's happening for Kadarius Toney? It stinks to see, from a talent standpoint, because he could be really good.
I think you agree with this statement. Jimmy J in chat. Toney hype lasting 3 years is ridiculous, and it's Adam Azer's doing. I don't know. My response.
Let me know if you guys got any questions or anything works. I am about to upload a ton of stuff into the Buy It Now.
He's really good. I think.
Yeah, I threw those in for you, man. I feel like anytime I get some nice Falcons jerseys, I throw you them.
Elijah Moore. I will say.
Because I buy them in lots a lot of times, so I honestly don't even know how much they end up coming to.
But if he were healthy, he'd be the second best wide receiver on either of the Chiefs.
How do you guys feel?
Yeah, no problem, man.
On both ends of the trade, Adam, do you feel justified that you traded him away, and you feel disappointed that you acquired him?
I gotta go through and clean up my whatnot too. I hate that it doesn't remove some of the stuff that has been bought, which sucks.
I don't remember the second or third.
But let me try to upload this stuff in here without screwing up the stream. See if I can do it.
It was the 3rd round pick that ended up becoming Darren Waller. Giants traded that pick for Waller. So, based on preseason reports, I love the trade. Waller getting all the buzz.
So the mega is I hope you can see So the mega is for the top row, and then first place is the 1 of 1. So you get entered into that duck race. Everything in the mega box is a RPA, and then you get anywhere from 1 to 3 ducks. And that's how many ducks you get in for the race. And as soon as it sells out, we run it. And then with every duck purchase, you get 5 pulls from the NFL. And now since you shared, you would get 10.
Yeah, right before Hopkins. Yeah.
So Mega's top row, Blue Duck is middle, but first place for Mega is at the bottom, just because it didn't fit.
You go on eBay, start bidding. I'll give you more.
So let me know if you have any other questions on it.
On Twitter and whatnot, I'll give you more.
But I tried to write the names, but I don't know how well you guys can see them. But Sauce Gardner at 199 per second. Oh, did it flip my camera? Hold on, I'm just updating my the buy now.
Big names to avoid. Next on Fantasy Football Today in 5. Welcome to FFT in 5. I'm Chris Towers. I'm here with Adam Azer, and it's appropriate that we're talking about big names to avoid because this weekend around the NFL gave us a couple of names
Hopefully
you might
it's
want to
back.
avoid. The first one being Jonathan Taylor, who officially requested
All right.
a trade from the
Just put a bunch of new stuff in the buy it now.
with team owner Jim Irsay. Apparently, that did not go so well. some weird quotes from Jim Irsay.
A lot of
But
cool
Jonathan
stuff.
Taylor officially demanded a trade, and I don't actually think it's particularly likely he's going to get traded. The Colts don't really have much reason to. He
Yeah,
doesn't
so
have much
Mega Duck,
incentive to hold
it's
out
$20
if he
a
wants
pull.
to,
That's for
but
the top row. So we
clearly
got
that
Sauce
situation
Gardner
is
at 199
degraded,
auto
and
for second.
given
Fourth
how
is a
much
Jalen
that
Waddle
offense
rookie
is going to
auto.
have to
Third is
rely
Alvin
on,
Kamara
that's Anthony
RP at a
Richardson,
299.
who's just
Fifth is a Drake
outstanding
London.
from
And
day
first place
one.
is the one of one
That could
Tyler
get pretty
Boyd and
ugly in
Corey
Indy.
Coleman
They don't
Nike
have a
booklet.
ton of reason to trade
And then
him, but
everything
he would
in the
have to
Mega
seem
Duck is
pretty
a RPA this
important if they
time.
want to have a
So you're
chance to
guaranteed an
compete.
RPA.
Are
You
you
get anywhere
worried
from 1 to
about
3
Jonathan
ducks.
Taylor in light of this news?
Blue is for the middle row. Everything in here is a jersey card, and then you get 1 to 3 ducks. So guaranteed a jersey for the blue, guaranteed an RPA for the Mega. Blue is Drake London RPA, Romeo Dobbs RPA, Alec Pierce RPA, Jerry Jeudy auto, and then a Devin Duvernay RPA. What for? Which one?
I do think there's enough reason to
Let me
worry.
see. I can pull it up.
What if he gets hurt? Does he just not want to?
I
does
have
he
you 2
sort
for
of
the Mega.
not rush to get back.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
just not a great
I
situation.
got you 2
right
down
now.
for the
I had enough
Mega.
concerns about that offense anyway. So
Appreciate all the follows,
I have
guys.
flip-flopping between him and Nick Chubb, and this was enough to put Chubb ahead of him. Not
Yeah.
super great.
Let me know if you guys got questions on how it works. We also, you can just hit the pull boxes. These pull boxes, you can get the 2 or the Cam Akers. So you hit a slab and you pick which one you want. You get 2 pulls from the jersey auto box for $10, 13 pulls from the regular box for $10, and 6 numbered cards for $10. And then we also have mystery packs, and there's 9 of those left, and 4 slabs out of the 9 packs. So you're guaranteed 10 cards. So you get 2 jersey cards, 2 numbered cards, a good rookie card, and then 5 inserts of rookies. And then 4 of the 9 packs have a slab, and the other 5 have some kind of bonus in them.
Every bit of news coming out of Seahawks game. That's just to
I mean, that Nike booklet is sweet.
It's just to say that him
And it
saying
comes
they're
in a
not
pretty
serious,
cool case, too.
Let's wait until
Right.
let's wait until we get some concrete information. But it sounds like both have a
Let me know
chance
if you
to
guys have
decide.
any questions.
Look, if Charbonnet was to miss serious time in the regular season, that'd be great news for Kenneth Walker. But unfortunately, with both injured, it makes it hard to know how to handicap this one. And until we get some more concrete information, I don't necessarily want to move on anyone else in Seattle, but just probably got to move both of those guys down. And I think Kenny McIntosh was a late round pick for them, has a chance to earn a role here. I think DJ Dallas is still there, so some names to keep an eye on in Seattle. But look, if it's not Walker or Charbonnet, there's a decent chance Seattle
the Nike
might
one is
not
definitely
be.
the best, but
Let's move on to
Sauce Gardner
some
and
names
Alvin
that are
Kamara,
important.
Waddle's my guy.
Chris, what is your favorite episode of My Three Sons?
I can't say I have a favorite episode or a least favorite episode of a show that I've never heard of.
Never heard of My Three
I
Sons?
don't think so.
Okay, I've heard of My Three Sons. It's apparently from 1960,
Okay.
1972.
Interesting where you're going with this one.
Yeah, this is going to be your favorite episode of My Three Sons. 3 players I'm avoiding: Ramondre Stevens' son,
Okay.
Anthony Richards' son, and what a guess?
I got nothing.
DJ Hawkins' son.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right.
All right, C Smart. Let me know what number. Any number between 1 and
I guess I have
13.
to get a little bit better acquainted with his ADP, but he always goes too early in our drafts. I do not think he should be a second-round pick. I think he should be more like a mid to late third-round pick. I'm going to take Travis Etienne over him.
5, you got it.
Chris Olave, T. Higgins.
1, 2, 3, 4,
maybe Mark
5.
Andrews over him. That'd be close.
We got Rashad Green, RPA to 99, and bang. That's what you want to hit if you're hitting a Mega. That's sweet. Congrats, man. And then let me know what 10 numbers you want.
I'm not a huge Stevenson guy. I think the
That is the best
way
one
down,
you can hit.
Maybe more like 40 catches.
I've got a stat for you there.
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien, new offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, in his career has never, as a head coach / offensive coordinator, has never been above the league average in target rate for running backs.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Johnson, I think, had a 50-plus catch season. Arian Foster kept getting hurt, but he was getting a lot of targets. But I agree. I just don't think it's going to be as big.
They're ranked 29th out of 30th, the Texans, in RB target share during his time. What's the call against TJ Hawkins? You and I talked about Anthony Richardson as a bust like last week, I think.
Hawkinson is the first of the group of 5. Hawkinson, Pitts, Goddard, Waller, Kittle group. And I'm very content to wait to get the last.
All right, man, you got it.
Close to the last one. deep
1,
pockets
2,
really
3,
separates himself from the
4,
group.
5,
He might be-
6, 7,
I don't
8,
think this is a slight to him, but he
9,
might be the
10,
worst
11,
receiver in that group. He's do the least after
12,
the catches, the
13,
least explosive.
14,
He's not a
15,
downfield
16,
guy.
17,
So if the targets go
18,
down, he's gonna be a
19,
bust.
20, 21,
So I just,
22,
if I get in
23,
that group of tight end,
24,
I never
25,
take the first one,
26,
and the first one is
27,
typically not
28,
Yeah, the
29,
case for Hawkinson
30,
is basically just looking
31.
like last year. You know, he was on like 105.
1,
catch
2,
pace
3, 4, 5,
after getting
6,
traded to
7,
the
8,
Vikings, but I
9,
think
10.
you
So
know,
you did.
if Jordan Addison is ready to step up and be a legit,
All right, we got an Eddie Lacy silver,
changes
a
because
Justin
last year
Forsett
Hawkinson
silver,
entered
a Jonathan Ballard rookie,
an old and declining
Jameis
and not
Winston,
Adam Thielen, and a just
Dalvin
not
Cook,
that good KJ Osborne.
Jay
Jordan
Cutler,
Addison can be better than either of those
Akeem
guys, which isn't asking
Aquanu,
too much.
rated
I
rookie,
do think there's a
Melvin
chance
Gordon,
Hawkinson's volume goes down,
Charles
like you said.
Woodson,
Not
and a
explosive,
Roger
not a big
Staubach.
play guy.
And
Probably
let's
not
see if
gonna
he hit a
be
slab.
red zone threat with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison there. So he's a nice safe.
No slab, but
tight end,
appreciate the
you know,
purchase,
you're
man. You're in for the mega.
13 points
And with
per
the
week,
3
that
duck.
feels like a pretty safe bet for him, but you're not
What's up,
going to get
Tex?
a huge, 1,100-yard season out of TJ.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate the purchase, and
I agree
congrats
with
on
you.
that 3 duck. 3 duck's
Stevenson,
huge.
Definitely, as draft season has gone on, I've soured on him. He was a borderline first-round pick when we started the rankings process. Now he's more like a third rounder for me. So I agree with you there. But that's going to do it for FFT and 5. We'll see you tomorrow.
Just let me know if you guys got any questions how anything works.
Josh Allen usually goes.
We're
before
down to
Mark
12
Andrews, I
on the
think,
mega.
But let's talk about round 3.
I'll count it just to
Because
make
you
sure.
do get
Pretty
this
sure
run
it's
of the
12.
receivers that we expect of Smith,
Wow.
Smith, Higgins, and Olave. They're all there. But round 3 is Breece Hall, Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, Travis Etienne, Jalen Hurts at 29, Mark Andrews
Yeah, there's
at
40
30,
total ducks out of 25
Olave
cards.
at
Yeah.
31, Amari Cooper at 32, and then Josh Allen at 33. This team has all the J's: Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Waddle, and
Let me
Josh
update
Allen.
it. Let me count. Let me count to make sure there's 13 or 12 left.
He got great value on Josh Allen. in late
1,
round
2,
plays.
3,
Too
4,
many
5, 6,
managers
7,
in the
8,
draft
9,
want
10,
to
11, 12. Yep.
Jahmyr
12
Gibbs
megas left.
after Josh Allen, 34th overall. And looking at other running backs who are on the board, remember half people.
I know. I want to run this mega duck race. I always like to see who ends up getting like the big prize.
Okay. Najee, Damian Pierce, Aaron Jones, Alexander Madison, J.K. Dobbins, they're all on the board. I don't think they're going to last another round as we are at the end of round 3 here. All right, Jahmyr Gibbs versus Najee Harris. In full PPR, Dave, who do you take?
It's Najee because
Okay.
I think Najee's got a full work.
I do it. If you wanted to buy them all, JPD, I'll give you 200. I'll give you a $40 discount. I mean, that actually wouldn't be too bad because you would get 12 RPAs. You would get, what would that be? 60 cards. So it's basically the NFL box. Just wherever, man.
But he was healthy to end last year. That Steelers offense,
Wherever you want.
It was a weakness before. It is a strength now in a major.
Yeah, wherever. As long as it pops up that you shared it, that's all I care about. And then you have to make a purchase to get the 5 bonus, though.
I think Najee Harris is one of those running backs that you can target in round 3 and potentially get first round numbers.
All right, Dan, I'm going to ask you about.
Let me see
round
what the
3.
duck.
Just
Let me
tell
see
if
what the
you think
ducks
there's
look like on the
any
back too.
Good or really bad pick. Breece Hall, Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, Travis Etienne, Jalen Hurts, Mark Andrews, Chris Olave, Amari Cooper, Josh Allen, Jahmyr Gibbs, Najee
They're not
Harris,
bad.
Calvin Ridley. Not surprising you wouldn't hear this, but you asked.
There's still a 3 duck and a couple 2 ducks in there too. So some good ducks in there.
Time will tell, but I don't see the path, and I do like that he has elite. It's doing 2 things elite. He's elite at forcing missed tackles, but when you draft a Tank Bigsby and you have your running back coach go crazy about how much you love watching the film, you have to reverse it.
So let me know if you guys got questions on anything works. We got the Mega Duck. Mega Duck is for the top row, and the 1 of 1 is the first place. Blue Duck is for the middle row. Everything in the Mega Duck is a RPA, so you're guaranteed an RPA, and you get anywhere from 1 to 3 ducks. Blue Duck, basically the same thing. Everything's just a jersey, and you get 1 to 3
I
ducks.
did really like Mark Andrews in the middle of round 3 there. I have some concerns about Andrews with the fact that they
Yeah,
have
I would say it would be a 50-50.
But
I feel like at that point you would have a 50-50 chance at each thing.
Is that they're also going to throw the ball a lot more than they ever have.
So I mean, you're pretty much going to get. I think you probably hit the slab. So you get a 2 slab, 60 cards, 12 RPAs, and then you could hit like 4 things up there.
I didn't want 2 years ago before having the 2022 season, so that was my favorite pick for sure.
And guys, we're not sure if Rashad Bateman's at 100% yet. We know that Odell
Right.
Beckham is practicing. He should be fine, but we aren't sure.
I feel like if you hit one of one, if you hit the one of one first place, you're good, you're set. If you don't hit it, you'd have to hit like 2.
on this show.
I feel like you'd have to hit like
There's no guarantee
3 to get
that
your money.
those 3 wideouts are going to.
But if you hit the one of one, you're set.
Command targets the way that Andrews had. So you're getting him at a discount compared to last year because he wasn't as good last year. I think he can get you 13 PPR points per game. That's really good for a tight end.
All right, we're gonna take a break and come back and we'll talk.
Yeah, that's
about round
basically what
4.
I heard
We'll
Rummy
pause the
say.
draft after round 4, and we'll go over everybody's start and how they've structured their team. And we'll be right back on Fantasy Football today. All right, welcome back. We're wrapping up round 4 here, and DJ Moore is about to get drafted with the 46th overall pick. There's a lot of picks that we have missed, so I will catch you up on them. Miles Sanders, this is round 4, starting at pick 37. Miles Sanders, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, DK Metcalf, J.K. Dobbins, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, Christian Watson, Aaron Jones, pack to pack there, and DJ Moore.
So let me know if you guys got
So far,
questions.
but by the time I read that, I thought there'd be more picks, and there haven't been. So get this going here as Kip is on the clock, and he takes Deebo Samuel. At 47th, I don't really take Deebo Samuel up. 47th overall and half PPR, that's pretty good. All right, TJ Hawkinson, the last pick of round 4, 48th overall, 3rd tight end off the board. So again, round 4 is Miles Sanders, 2 quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, then DK Metcalf, J.K. Dobbins, Keenan Allen. It's an interesting one in half PPR. Jerry Jeudy, Christian Watson, Aaron Jones, DJ Moore, Deebo Samuel, and TJ Hawkinson. Let me ask you guys, how do you rank in half PPR? Metcalf, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy. Give me your top 3. You don't have to rank all of them. Your top 3. Metcalf, Keenan Allen, Jeudy, Christian Watson, DJ Moore, Deebo Samuel. Dave, what's your top 3?
I'll go with Jeudy, Allen, and DJ Moore.
Okay.
We also got a fantasy draft going too. We only got 4 spots left. It's $10 to get into it. It's all through Yahoo, so you pay through Yahoo. And then if you come in first place, the trophy will be bought. I'm buying the trophy for the league. And if you come in first place in scoring for the week, you get a free duck pull. So free duck pull each week for the highest scoring team.
And I worry that I'm overinflating what he even was.
And there's 4 spots left. Anybody's welcome to join.
He's entering that age range that I don't really typically like to invest fantasy assets in. But we're talking 4th round, so I've kind of gotten into.
So let me know if you guys got questions. JPD, I also you make a purchase too. I'll throw in the CD Lamb rookies I have on the side. I could throw you the CD Lamb rookie jersey I got.
Right, that's what I like about him, Dave. But then again, it's like I like this quote unquote floor.
I also got these 2 slabs, a CD and Micah, both 8s, which
I
suck.
just want to move this on. I want to go through all these teams and how they started. And
So let me know if you guys got questions.
I just want to make sure we're able to finish this draft. We're getting close. Team 1, Michael, has Jefferson.
I work a good deal out for you,
Brees
JPD.
Hall, and
I would
TJ
feel very
Hawkinson.
bad though if you didn't end up
So
hitting the
far,
1 of 1.
wide receiver. He's on the
That would be rough.
But it's Jefferson, Mixon, Brees Hall, and TJ Hawkinson.
Let me see how many. I counted, but I don't remember how many there were. Let me see how many
He's got a
ducks
shot
are.
at Hopkins. He's got a shot at Deontay Johnson, Chris Godwin if he wants him. But I mean, those are the names. Terry McLaurin. Those are the top 4 receivers left on my board.
There's 16.
It's
16 ducks.
So this is where he needs to go and get one of those wideouts.
It's a nice hero receiver build when you have.
Oh, Cowboys are your team? Colin, I have a ton of stuff. So let me know if you're interested. I got these 2 slabs that pretty cheap. I could do a good deal on both. The CD pink and the Micah Parsons silver rated rookie. I feel like they honestly,
We'll see what happens.
I don't even know why they got
Was
8.
the Hawkinson pick made because he wanted to have a quality tight end? That's the only reason.
I feel like the
can see
CD
him
isn't
taking
off-centered,
it.
so I'm not really sure.
I think he's a 5.
No, not really.
All right, Team 2, Eckler, Ramondre.
Oh, that's
Devontae
sick.
Smith,
JPD
Deebo
would be
Samuel.
JPD was jealous of that.
Andre, Devontae Smith, Deebo Samuel.
Solid.
Yeah, it's a good team.
Solid team.
It's a solid team. Having Eckler at the anchor is great. He's going to be able to pick up Justin Fields if he wants to with his first pick.
I got a nice Pollard. I just put in the buy it now too. That's a rookie. I think it's 10. I have it up for like $10.
That's where
A rookie jersey.
Team 3 is interesting. No running back. Kelsey, Mahomes, Higgins, DJ Moore, and the best running backs. Still have Dameon Pierce.
I could do like $20 each if you wanted to do that. Like $40. $40, and I could.
Walker's there. These are great.
Yeah, I could throw you in. I could throw you in JPD's CeeDee Lambs, but yeah, probably like $20 a piece.
Solid.
OJ Weber at Team 5 is Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard. So that's an
But I do have some. I did put up a couple of nice Cowboys cards. I think
Not take,
in the buy now.
I
Yeah, I got a CD rookie jersey and a Tony Pollard rookie jersey.
McCaffrey, Pollard, Jalen.
Those are
Hurts,
like
Christian
that's
Watson.
15 total
He's
for
my
those
favorite
two.
team. McCaffrey at 5 should never happen, in my opinion. Pollard should never last that long into round 2, so I thought he dominated round 2.
All right.
And then I
I'll
thought he
check
dominated round 3. I think Jalen Hurts it belongs, if not at Mahomes' pick, right behind him.
I think this is going to be the most polarizing team that we see because he went running back, and I feel like the general public has been programmed into thinking,
Is that-
you can't take
Is
running
that
backs
is that up on eBay right now, JPD? I got in a
I
trade.
think it's safer to take one running back and one wide receiver with your.
I'm wondering if that's the guy I got it from.
But I think this year's zag to the zig is to take 2 running backs, and he did. He got.
All right,
2
yeah.
running
Just let me
backs
know, man.
at Great values. Dan mentioned.
I could do like $50. I'd throw in the CD jersey and the Tony Pollard jersey rookie cards for like $5 off those.
If this is you and you're drafting, you're
But
still
if you got,
running
yeah,
backs, slip a little
they'd
bit.
probably still be around tomorrow. So
Don't
just let me
worry
know.
about going 0
That's
RB,
crazy.
Dominating with wide receivers. Be a running back bully.
Uh,
Go get-
Yeah. I got in a trade.
Yeah, I would have taken DeAndre Hopkins instead of Christian Watson. In that,
I traded some like Jalen Brown rookie cards.
RB is always risky.
It was sold in what for 200.
Works out for me. Like looks great on paper.
I never really looked up for it. I just was I was ready to get out of basketball, and I had some Jalen Browns that were like they were like all right, but I gave them like 4 of them I think, and I got that and a bunch of other stuff.
Watson would not have been the pick for that build. I don't know if it makes a difference to you, you know, like your risk versus upside, but for that build, I'm not going Watson as my number 1 receiver. I'd rather Watson be my number 2 receiver. If I
It's kind of funny because he told me he bought that
Well,
case
he's
for
not
it.
getting a number 1 receiver when he's going to spend his first 3 picks.
Seems
on
like a
two
weird
running
thing to
backs.
lie about.
I think Hopkins. No, Hopkins might not be top 12, but he's
Damn, now
like
I gotta look it
a
up.
bona fide. You know, like we know what to expect from Hopkins. I think that you know.
I would disagree. We don't know what to expect from him. He's
That's
in
what
that
it's saying.
same group as Keenan Allen. As
Let me
far
know if
as
you guys got any
age,
questions on
becoming a
anything.
factor. And now he's on Tennessee, and that's a team that just does not throw a ton to its wide receivers. I don't think we can look at him. He's been getting double-digit targets per game the majority of his career. I don't think we can look at him getting there anymore. Not with Derrick Henry healthy. Not with the way the Titans offense operates. Not with a second-year wide receiver and Treylon Burks in the fold. He's still going to be pretty good. I could see him getting over 1,000 yards, but the touchdowns I'm worried about, and 100 catches I'm worried about as well.
But any concern you have with him, you'd have to have with Christian Watson. There's no way you can say that
Watson has a different set of concerns.
Yeah. But there are concerns about both of them. All right.
Right. That's what happens when you get to round 4 in your draft and you're looking for a wide receiver.
All right, point taken. DeAndre Hopkins is the first pick of round 5, so that's Jefferson, Mixon, Breece Hall, Hawkinson, and Hopkins.
That's great.
The next pick, Eckler, Ramondre, Devontae Smith, and Deebo Samuel. I'm not going to be able to get to the Bills for every team. Sorry about that.
Well, you know what? You can do that when we stop the draft again. You can go to the middle 4 teams, or the next 5, or whatever.
All right, Alvin Kamara is about to be the pick here, which is much earlier than we're used to seeing.
If anybody has any questions, just let me know. We're down to 12 Mega Ducks and 19 Blue Ducks.
Not really clear.
We're
why
doing a
I
share
have to
stream
make all
bonus
of the
today, too.
picks. You're just saying who you want in the chat. I do think if you click on a player's name and click draft, you should be able to draft that player. Justin Herbert goes 4th. All right, so now we get to the McCaffrey, Pollard, Hurts, Christian Watson team that we just spent a lot of time on, and they take Terry McLaurin.
Another player I think is underrated in fantasy this year.
McLaurin,
Yeah.
make the case.
My case is that, and I had a good conversation with Jimmy about it. He's kind of brought me a little bit down.
And
to earth
me,
on
and
him.
me. Remember,
And
I
you.
was there too.
And you, Adam. I didn't mean to take you, Adam. You're in every conversation, Adam. You don't need to be you don't need the attention. You're in every conversation. But I think I may be overrating a little bit more of how much I like him as an actual player, Dave. I think he's a top 10 actual receiver, and he gets open at an incredible rate. I think he can consistently beat man coverage on the outside, which I don't think more than like two handfuls of receivers can at most. So I may be overrating all of that and just thinking, wow, I'm getting this guy round 5, who's one of the better receivers in the NFL. Because the issue is, of course, Sam Howell, new offense, things like that. So yes, I may be overrating all that, but I just feel like Terry McLaurin is someone who I can plug in. We're talking about safe plays here. You were talking about that right before this. We were talking about Christian Watson being kind of like the not safe play, and Adam would have preferred a safe play in DeAndre Hopkins. I think McLaurin's a pretty safe bet.
Guys, have any questions? Let me know. I just uploaded a bunch of stuff on the Buy It Now. I have it by team, so if you just search a team, I can show you kind of what I got.
Right, that was.
If you want to see them closer,
over a long stretch. Certainly
Let
over
me
the course
know.
of the season. In full PPR last year, 13.5 points per game, 12.2 the year before. Now Dotson's going to be in his second year. Questions at quarterback. Just makes me a little bit nervous to be in love with McLaurin. But he's absolutely, this is the range he's going to go in. I can't say that it's a bad pick. But this is why he's not going, this is why he shouldn't be around 4 pick. Because there will be a contingent of fantasy managers that won't want Hopkins, won't want Metcalf, won't want Cooper, won't want Debo, won't want Christian Watson, and they'll see McLaurin and they know that he's exciting, and they'll take him in round 4. And I just don't think that that's a good idea.
Look, some of the players picked after him. Oh yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Yeah. Team 6, right? Bijan, St. Brown, Mark Andrews, Jerry Jeudy, and then Trevor Lawrence in round.
what do you guys want to watch? Hot takes 2 hours ago or 2 days ago. Camp reports. He's nasty. Fantasy football. Clark Phillips highlights? Is that really what you want? What, the one? There's what? Is there 2 highlights? Let's see. Our 6 sleeper RBs. I don't hate
There is
that.
not a more gratifying feeling than finding a week-in,
3.5.
week-out contributor to your fantasy football roster and your starting lineup in terms of a running back in the later rounds. Last season, Jamal Williams was drafted as the running back 44 in August. He finished with nearly 44 touchdowns. Jerick McKinnon and Isaiah Pacheco were both drafted outside of the top 130. Same goes for rookie.
So now, if you guys have got any questions,
NFL and rushing in the final 4 weeks of last season. So today, we do it all over again. We name our 6 go-to running back sleepers with the parameters. They must be drafted after the start of round 10, ADP of 120 plus.
Yeah, and to me, it's
Jeez.
just finding guys that could fall into the end zone once or twice.
I feel like
For a
Elijah
couple weeks
Mitchell.
to be
When
like
is
that,
it? Where's
like,
Elijah
trying to
Mitchell being
find out,
drafted?
If this happens, then this guy will be the goal line back. That's kind of the thing I'm looking for, especially in half PPR.
I like Elijah
This is the
Mitchell a
third
lot.
year we've done this. 2 years ago, you had some veteran running backs who changed teams that were extremely undervalued.
I got Elijah
in
Mitchell
terms of James
so
Conner
late.
and Leonard Fournette, and they kind of did it from week 1 until week 17. Last
He's
year,
still with the
Lamar Jackson,
49ers.
other than Jamal Williams, who, like you said, just had an outlandish touch care.
Or I
in
hope he
terms
is.
of inside
That's
the
what I think
5
he is.
And inside the 10-yard. Many of the others had like pockets of the season, and that's kind of what we're aiming for here. All right, you're first up. Who is your first name?
Tyler Algier, and we have to start this off with the offensive.
Tyler
line.
Algier,
You know,
get out of
in
here.
general, left tackle is very good. The left guard, a second round pick. The center didn't have a single sack allowed last year. The right guard, maybe the best right guard in the entire league. Right tackle, also a good player as well. And then when you just watch the Falcons run the ball, man, you can just see Arthur Smith. That's what he's at best at. There's so much motion. These linebackers have so much to digest. They change up the personnel. And I think that there's a path that Tyler Algier is actually going to be on the field more than we want for the Bijan drafters. I think Bijan's going to be obviously very involved. Of course, he was a top 10 pick for a reason.
Oh yeah, but I was looking at my my league, and Mitchell is still projected to get like 12 point. Oh yeah, 11.94 points in half PPR.
Than we'd like. I'm not saying he's going to go full.
And that's with CMC. Like that's crazy against Pittsburgh too, who was a good defense.
But the real upside case, obviously, is if Bijan Robinson does miss time. We've seen Tyler Algier be an upside.
I don't hate
target
Algier,
too,
though.
so I like to see that, especially in this sleeper category. So he's one of my highest drafted players, just because I think that we're underappreciating. He's going to have a couple games. We'll have.
So, if you guys got questions,
I think, and I also think that there's legit contingent upside because this ground game in Atlanta is pretty sick.
He's being drafted right now as running back 47, 148 overall. And I totally understand the reason why he was a late round sleeper last year that hit the running back position, and yet we're able to get him in the exact same period this year. And it's because of top 10 overall pick, Bijan Robinson. But I think when a running back is selected in the top 10, Peyton, it makes people either consciously or subconsciously think that, he's going to get 80% of the work. And it just doesn't typically happen in that way, especially to me.
Jay Heck, let me know what you want to pull from. You going Blue Dot?
Now, where Bijan is the one that is going to be moved around a lot, and while we might get some pony personnel to running back sets, that makes the easy stuff given
Let me know, man.
To Tyler Algier, which last year when he was afforded the easy stuff, he led the NFL once again in rushing the final 4 weeks of last year. And I think our biggest question of him.
So you could do $10. You could do 2 jersey pulls, 13 regular pulls, 6 numbered pulls, or a duck pull, and 5 NFL pulls.
Which was 5th in the NFL last season.
And right now there's
So
19 Blue Ducks left.
Maximize opportunities. So there's just a chance that might only be like 7 per week. But if something does happen to Bijan, then that's 17.
I also put a ton of new stuff, guys, in the buy it now. If you want to see any of that, let me know. But good amount of stuff in there.
Should be better just by default changing the quarterback.
And Arthur Smith gets a ton of crap, and some of it deservedly so, especially this press conferences, how bogus those are. But man, the guy can draw up some running skills. Like the guy can draw up a running game.
Well, I put them by teams. I could make you a team run me if that's what you want. I got a bunch of Falcons, but I have them in the buy it now as teams. So it's like you search Falcons, and it will come up with all the Falcons cards I have.
And I know all of you are screaming at your screens right now. This is a crowded backfield. But I think at some point late in drafts, you have to bet on talent. And there are a couple metrics.
I do have a ton of Falcon stuff.
Herbert is one of the most underutilized running backs in the NFL. First of all, his rushing yards over expectation. Khalil Herbert was
all right. You got it, man.
best
All right, so
in the NFL
1,
with
2,
those running backs with 125 plus carries.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Which only trail
Let's see.
J.K.
1,
Dobbins.
2, 3, 4,
And then just
5. All right, let's see what he
13.2%
did.
of his
We
carries
got a
gain
Joey
yards,
Bosa.
which is fifth lowest rate.
Draft day standouts of Russell Wilson. It's not a rookie. I did look that one up, but
Just
it's
the
not.
surface level stats.
A.J. Brown turbocharged.
Carry
Steve McNair.
through
It's a pretty cool one.
all of last season.
A George Kaloftis rookie. And your jersey is a Dallas Clark. And a 1 duck. But out of 50. Let's see if he's slab. No slab. Appreciate the purchase, J-Hack.
That I know this organization.
J-Hack, who's your team? I'll throw you a little bonus because that jersey was kind of
The
shit.
job this year to be a feature back, right? But instead, they went out and signed Deontay Foreman, who had a solid season last year for the Panthers, and then drafted Roschon Johnson. But man, again, with
Chiefs?
Khalil
Yeah, let me
Herbert,
see.
you mentioned him as well.
Is it in there right now? I feel like
it
probably is one of the ones that I didn't get taken down.
I just think that he has the standalone skills that it might not happen in week 1.
Yeah, I don't know if I still have that. Let me check. I feel like I might have sold that, but let me check for you, Rummy. See, that's one of the things I got to go through and clean it up because so much of my stuff just like doesn't go away.
That's where Khalil Herbert's kind of had a couple weaknesses.
Yeah, did you get that one from me? Let me know which one of these J-Hack you want. So I got a bunch of Patty Mahomes, Optic, New Select, ton of Patrick Mahomes. McCall Hardman, I could throw you that one. It's a red. Tyrann Mathieu. This one's pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's a magnet or not, but it's like a thick card. Rise and Shine. Kadarius Toney.
Because Justin Fields is going to absorb a lot of it. But at the same time, at least.
All right, yeah. So yeah, I probably don't have that one. That if I sold it to you, that's one of the ones that I just had. I was gonna have to check.
Just the Bears go
Then I got a bunch more Patrick Mahomes cards too.
middle of the pack this year, and then hopefully that-
Patrick Mahomes
I agree with you.
college jersey. It's from
Watch.
2019.
Very traditional type of running back.
Yeah.
And it just,
And if you're interested in any more of them, dude, I could sell you like all of them too if you wanted. All right, Remy, I'll take that down because I definitely don't have that. Patrick Mahomes, Prism, Optic, Elite, Select, Optic, Elite, Illusions. I don't have a jersey Mahomes.
And your point about
I have a cool Mahomes card too I could throw you. I think I have one that was it's actually a pretty cool insert. I could show you that one.
Among everyone, but the Bears,
Let me see if I can find it.
They're changing their offense once again, like they did during the mini
I had it
last year.
somewhere.
They just don't use their running backs in the passing. You know, they were 31st in running back targets last year. So to me, it's all about rushing in this offense, and hopefully with more neutral game scripts, slightly negative, maybe heck even positive game scripts, and even some.
I got this one. I can throw you this one. This is probably the coolest Mahomes card I have right now.
Top 10, heck, even top 5.
Unless there's one in the buy it now that I don't know about.
Khalil Herbert has the talent to, I think, greatly exceed again his running back 47th overall.
my next name's kind of the opposite of Khalil
right, man.
Herbert, where
I'll tell you that.
I like the offense he's in. I'm still debating.
Can't go
between
wrong with
one
the
player,
Mahomes.
And that is don't cancel the jokes. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, if you're interested in buying any of those Mahomes, let me know. I could give you a good deal on a lot.
Last year the Chiefs were 13.
I think that's the coolest Mahomes I have at the moment.
The reason why
I might have some silver Mahomes. I don't know if those are still in the buy it now or not, though.
Pretty bad right now. So they actually use.
But yeah, I'm assuming that Falcons is that one is gone, Remy.
Andy Reid design stuff. They have
Delete it.
I'm
gonna delete it just in case.
McKinnon's obviously a passing situation.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts I still have. That Matt Ryan rookie, I'm not even sure I still have.
But there's dual contingent value. Jarrett McKinnon has spike weeks. Isaiah Pacheco has spike weeks. If either one of them go away,
yeah, that Ryan. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking. Yeah, let me delete that just in case.
And just looking at it, Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, that's why I have to go through and clean it all up because they don't delete cards after I sell them. Like I'll delete them and then I think they just stick on the stream or something. It's hard to explain, but it's screwing me up.
They don't use him out there. So if Jarrett McKinnon, who's 31 years old, very tiny, we basically wrote Jarrett McKinnon off multiple years ago because of injuries. If either one of them miss time, I do think that CEH is going to get out there. And he wasn't having.
Yeah, I still got the Drake London patch.
Before his injury,
and then the Arnold Ikabeti.
Contact per carry, which is a pretty good number. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire is healthy right now. The worst case scenario when I'm watching Patrick Mahomes.
Tyler Algier got
a couple lucky touchdowns from CH. You got to take it back. Looking at the dual contingent upside in an offense, obviously.
I am looking for new photos out there. If you want to leave your name in the comments, I will be getting in touch after Yes Hayes is canceled after this nomination. And we're looking for 3 of the 6. I think the nicest thing I can say is
let me know if you guys got any questions or any teams you want to see.
Is kind of like a bet on this Chiefs offense. We're doing that last year with the non-CEH running backs. Like
Kyle Pitts still got that one.
You score weeks of 14, 14, 10, and 12 towards the end of the season. That doesn't obviously.
That Kyle Pitts I got. All right, so I have most of the Falcons ones that I still said.
Jarrett McKinnon, 12, 25, 26.
Luckily, you might be my only Falcons guy that buys Falcons from me, Rummy. So
weeks during his rookie season,
you would know.
I just don't know if he can get his points in the same exact way. Like with Jarrett's, some of it was that receiving work and motion and like just out of structure, explosive plays continue to happen for this team. And then Isaiah Pacheco, like you said,
Jay Heck, I do have a sweet
more of like the inside the 10-yard line work.
Nick Bolton
seen that inside the
card too for sale. Oh, I got that. Drake London too. I want to get new team dividers for my buy it now. I only have them for my freebies right now.
And he's still 24 years old, still on the rookie contract. And the other thing is, when we reviewed Isaiah Pacheco tape, I think he might be the most overrated running back in the league.
I got a sweet Travis Kelce silver.
He's very animated. Yeah.
It seems like
you're interested in that.
A lot, but the reality is
I don't know how much that one goes for. A couple bucks.
kind of makes me wonder if is this like Deneric Prince Price, who's like
Oh,
an undrafted
baseball.
rookie guy coming out of Tulsa. And there's something there that maybe, or they do give it over to Checo, during his second season. Jerome Ford is next. I want you all to remember the name of Jerome Ford. He's drafted right now as running back 50, 160.
Jerome
I've played
Ford.
30 drafts. I've drafted Ford on 50% of them right now on Underdog. I'm all for Nick Chubb, by the way, inheriting a larger workload in the passing game this season, and I fully believe that Nick Chubb could be a player who defines the entire 2023 base football season. But there are a ton of running back opportunities left over around the field, and the team has made it clear that Jerome Ford is the second back on the depth chart. I mean, Kareem Hunt last year had 160.
I think these ones are. I feel like these are ones I haven't listed yet.
44 targets. And back in May,
This is the Nick Bolton. J-Hack, if you're still here. This card's sweet. Nick Bolton.
Drafted running back 57.
Prism rookie out of 60.
And I'm still taking him, man. I mean, he is the type that I think once
I think I
I
haven't listed these.
or in training camp, or heck, they even
The
rest
stack
him
of stuff.
in preseason games because they
Could
have
be
to lock
wrong.
in running back 1 and 2.
Drake London,
Maybe
Desmond
use
Ritter.
another 5 to
I got
7
so much
spots.
freaking Falcons.
Yeah,
I gotta list
I
this
think
Saquon.
that's
This
the kind
Saquon's
of
sick.
profile that we should be looking at.
Pretty sure I haven't listed this one yet. Saquon rookie out of 175.
Style offense at Cincinnati when Cincinnati was in the college football playoff. He was a hammer. He was used as a bell cow there. And I think that they are getting rid of him pretty much because they like Jerome Ford. He's one of the guys that can handle the work if Nick Chubb misses time. He's built very well. We'll see if he's going to be how much of a passing down contributor he's actually going to be. But this is to me one of these defenses where you plug and play a replaceable level of talent and get fancy production. And there's a chance to me that Jerome
You know, if
Ford
anybody has any
is
questions, anything works. Just going through some cards. If you guys want to see any teams, let me know.
Barry and company that they don't want to spend that much on.
Oh, here we go. I got a sweet Patty. Patty Mahomes I haven't listed yet.
Once in many
Patty
years, I
Mahomes
think
silver
they're
die cut.
pure runner.
I knew I had a
Nick Chubb.
cooler one.
And they've spent probably more than they wanted to in the past. And now
Yeah, you got a bunch of
it's
stuff
hey,
to
we're gonna
list.
handle this running back in-house. And it's Jerome Ford, man. And I just think that maybe your league mates do not know who he is yet. And sure, I think most of his value lies on Nick Chubb missing 1 or 2 weeks or more than that. But I still think we can get 5 to 7 touches a week for Jerome Ford. And at that, again, price is running back 50 right now on Underdog. 50% of drafts. Not lying. I'll show it to you later on.
Yeah, I've been mixing them in. My next name, not as bad of a name as Clyde Solaire, but a deep sleeper, Zamir White. And he's the backup for Josh Jacobs. Right now, Josh Jacobs is still holding out. He's on that franchise tag. He's not signed yet. This is one of these players with Josh Jacobs that I want to be drafting because the upside is so evident from last year. But also at the same time, there's a lot of downside risk with him because of this holdout potential. The Raiders can completely crater. I can see Josh Jacobs all of a sudden be in the trade market at the deadline if the Raider season's going nowhere. And Zamir White right now wasn't playing because he is the Josh Jacobs guy on early downs. He wasn't playing because he was not a special teams guy as much as Amir Abdullah and Brandon Bolden. But those two guys, if Josh Jacobs is not out on the field, I don't think that Amir Abdullah and Brandon Bolden are going to the back role. I think it would be Zamir White. Zamir White's a big dude, short pedigree. I thought was able to run pretty hard. So I think he's one of these guys where there's obviously a lot of injury risk, like Josh Jacobs, how hard he runs and how much volume he gets would have to be at the top of the list, like guys that probably are going to miss a little time this year. And I think that there's at least something with Zamir White. He was a 5-star talent. That maybe we get a couple of good weeks from him. Josh Jacobs has to.
Let me know if you guys got any questions. You want to see any teams?
Damn.
There's so many cards that I guess I still have to list. Just kind of hoping these ones are already listed.
Last year, if that sustains for a second straight season, that would be awesome because Josh Jacobs is a really, really good football player. But you're able, as Hayden outlined, to probably get his running back handcuffed at running back.
Another Travis Kelce silver.
211.
Joe Burrow silver.
This is where maybe
Gabe Davis.
in redraft leagues and best ball leagues, I think the conversation is slightly different because in normal redraft leagues, I'm not necessarily into true running back handcuffs because you're kind of just waiting for an injury and taking up running back spots. They need to have some, standalone value like your guys this year. But in best ball, if Oh yes, give all of these running back handcuffs to me, because if a team, and we predict it correctly, that they trust the number 2 option preseason.
Rummy, you want to see what I just pulled out quick?
Then you have a guy like.
If you're interested in any of them, I could do a deal because I don't think I have a lot of them listed. I also got some
And with the best ball, I
Chiefs,
think those two
Kelsey
games
Silver,
really down the
Mahomes
list,
Silver
I
die
think, are
cut.
in the ADPs of the 210s, because they're only getting drafted, let's say, 20% of the time. So
I don't have to list them.
You're at least
I
not
give you a
drafting
good
somebody
price.
that everyone else also has. If these guys hit, you are getting.
All right, I'll throw one of his names in. Trevion Williams.
Oh boy, Josh. Oh boy.
Okay. Yes, we're back to a backup Bengals. The Bengals are keeping Joe Mixon for this season. I would say almost begrudgingly, based on the words that they've used in the public. And Joe Mixon has been, productive in the passing game in the past when utilized in that way, but that's almost solely on first and second down. He's never really been a true 3-down player or 3-down receiver. Again, the great Lord Reeves. Mixon ran a total of
You guys wanna see any
18
teams, let me
pass
know.
routes last year on
Got a
third
bunch
down
of players from all
with
different
just 3
teams.
catches. In 2021, he ran a route on
We're
just
down to
27
18 Blue Ducks
third
too.
downs with just 6 receptions. So, not just with missing time, but also purely a passing down standpoint, we need to find out who was occupying that Samaje Perine role for this team. Many people have predicted it's going to be Chase Brown, who they spent a 5th or 6th round pick out of Illinois as a rookie. But man, I'm a sicko. I go and watch all these post-draft press conferences. I'll look at the lineup line when these guys are doing drills. Guess who is the name that they continue to repeat and who is right behind Joe Mixon in all these individual drills? It is Trevion Williams, who finished his rookie contract and they decided to bring back on a 1-year.
So let me know, Rummy, if you're still here, let me know. I can show you kind of what I got for Falcons. I could hook you up on a deal if you're interested. If not, no worries.
And that's what I'm banking on.
And this is
Got a nice stack of
obviously
Falcons.
Super Bowl ready team, and they are not going to go in with these passes.
I like Joe Mixon as a starting running back, and get him the ball a lot of different ways. Just because Samaje played more third down than he did, didn't mean that his production really wavered. We're still going to throw football and hand him the football, and now you get a chance to see where these 3 other guys now they can get more opportunities. Trevion, we re-signed him for a reason. I feel like he's improved every single year that he's been here, all 4 years. He's really better for an opportunity for more growth. Samaje's gone, and Chris Evans, going into another year for him, he's got to continue to improve. And then you add Chase.
Hi, man.
College back that we really like. And so we'll see how it all shakes out from a playing time, from a role standpoint. But I think we got a good mixture of guys in there.
Didn't mean to cut you off. Actually,
All right, this is what I got that I don't think is listed yet.
goes back
So I got Drake London rookie, Desmond Ritter, Algier, London rookie at a 199, Desmond Ritter at 199, Drake London at a 399 rookie, Desmond Ritter at 499, Desmond Ritter at a 399, Drake London at a 299. So all that stuff isn't listed, and then this stuff I believe is listed. Drake London, this one's $10, but I could come down on that. 399. Kyle Pitts, rookie. Kyle Pitts at a 10. Yeah, Kyle Pitts at a 10. Algier at a 75. Arnold Ibikiti, I don't know how you say it, at 199, and then a Drake London patch at a 199. A lot of pretty cool stuff out of that, honestly. I got a ton of Drake London off getting graded right now, too. A lot of Drake London autographs. I don't think I have any in my side
Many
pile.
of the other teams across the league doing the exact same thing, just because
Let me know if any of that interests you, man.
quarterback's processing and how we check them down. Like Samaje Perine did so well in this role last year, and if we can get that and identify it correctly right now when no one else is drafting them, then I think that's a huge step up.
Do you know who'd be perfect for that role? Would be
You're just trying to squash me.
No, I'm drafting Trevion too. Trust me. I want this role is very valuable for fantasy, so I will take my L's if I have to chase this up.
Or
Open
just
offers,
all
man.
our bases.
Not gonna hurt my feelings. I could hold them for you too if you want.
Your favorite
Those ones I was going to list. So you like the illusion, like all the numbered ones?
Do wonky
London.
things with their running.
Okay,
backs.
what, 3 of them?
I know they like Elijah Mitchell. I know that they like obviously Christian McCaffrey. But if those 2 guys miss any time,
Yeah.
I think Jordan Mason.
No worries.
play.
I'll keep. I'll have those stacked for you. I think you're the only one that buys Falcons from me, but I'm probably gonna list them soon. But I'll hold off listing anything
Jordan Mason
until I hear from you.
whenever I watch him, kind of stands out.
I don't mind holding off because I have so much other stuff to list.
Really trying to get unique.
But I'll give you a good deal for all of it.
In Best Ball Mania. So
I like that. I really like that call. I've got 2 rookies. I'm ending up with a bunch of Tajay Spears because I think if something happens to 29-year-old Derrick Henry, then we've already heard the dialogue that they believe that Tajay Spears is a 3-down player. Now, do the Titans probably stink this year? Maybe, but he also has shown.
If anybody wants to see any teams, just let me know.
Explosive plays that he can make something out of nothing.
I'm gonna just continue to list stuff
Andre
too.
Miller, who, again, if you look at the depth chart on the Saints right now, is very reminiscent of Alvin Kamara's.
You got any questions about the duck race? Let me know too.
Adrian Peterson and Alvin Kamara. Well, now it's Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams, they just spent money on, and Andre Miller. I don't know if you saw this. I probably replies of these beat writers, and no one is better than Nick Underhill. Someone asked, if you had to guess the snap percentages for the backfield trio, what would you have them at? Underhill says, if Kendrick starts out hot, ellipses. I mean, if Kendrick Miller does start out hot, I think he carves out a gigantic role on the team. And again, you're getting him after the start of round 2.
For
this
sale,
was really
like
hard
basically
because
nothing. I don't really sell much
video,
Patriots,
watching
but
every Miller video, we both thought he was a good player.
I got a
was very
bunch.
before we went as high as we thought.
I got this. This is probably one of my newer pickups. Tyquan Thornton RPA. I got a Ramondre Stevenson RPA that I just picked up.
As a talent and the 3-down skill set that we're looking for fantasy football.
It's about. That's probably about. Oh, I got this. This one's actually sick.
I mean, this is
I picked this up in a lot. Randy Moss jersey card. I was pretty pumped about that.
Thank you for
Oh, I did actually get another good one.
Same exact video.
Teddy Bruschi out of 10.
About 70% of
I think it's out of 10.
These videos
Yeah,
are
out of
not
10.
subscribed to the show.
5 out of 10.
Button before you leave. Don't
And my guy, this is the only guy PC from basketball, Isaiah Thomas.
over underdog. Look at the same thing.
Only guy still by a basketball anymore.
Olave, what a stud. 1,065 receiving yards, 60 or lower.
My
Check
God.
If your state is eligible to have Pick'em, you might be surprised. I bet it does. And go and click the link.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a good year.
And it's just.
But I mean, obviously, I'm open to selling freaking whatever. I don't really care. I've sold so many Ramondre Stevenson cards.
One later this week. Go and check the other videos. Up the bill. Talk to us soon. See you.
If you guys want to see any teams, let me know.
Looking back at the late round wide receivers who hit last year, the reasons seemed kind of obvious. First, Christian Watson, super explosive and attached to Aaron Rodgers. Jahan Dotson, a top 20 overall pick in the NFL draft, when all of his other peers drafted in the same area were being selected super high. Jacoby Myers, the next closest wide receiver on the Patriots, had 43 fewer targets, Hayden. And then Zay Jones, a bunch of free agent money, all the money, and also because I told you to draft him. So today, let's name our 6 favorite wide receiver sleepers for this year. The parameters drafted after the start of round 10 and ADP of 20 plus.
There's basically 2 buckets of sleepers. There's like the young players that are going to break out, first, second, third year players. And then there's the other Zay Jones effect, where it's a veteran overlooked, but the team thinks highly of them. They paid them a lot of money, which means they're going to be out there for every single snap, maybe lucky into some touchdowns like what Zay Jones did. And those are the kind of the 2 buckets I'm kind of looking at.
And wide receivers are being drafted earlier than ever on Underdog. And still, some are drafted at 120 plus ADP, which is what we're selecting from here. And so it can be difficult to get them right. But when you do get them right, like all of the top scoring teams last year or advancing teams in tournaments had someone like Zay Jones on their roster. Again, 6 names. Who is the first one this go round?
Cardinals wide receiver Rondale Moore, and this is a 3rd-year player.
Yeah, this card is sweet. Saquon Blue. I forgot I picked this up a while ago.
The most breakouts. We just did that pod.
Yeah, I know, right?
So check it out.
Nah, he chickened out. I don't blame him though. It's a lot of risk. That Saquon is
Rondale Moore has been very injured. Typically, this is the type of archetype.
at a 175 rookie color match.
Wide receivers, super small. I always talk about these types of guys, especially on a bad offense like the Cardinals is. But I am willing to make an exception.
What's up, Weekend Bulls? How you doing, man?
First of all, his college profile.
No, I want to sell this
intriguing.
Mega Duck out.
Has been on the field.
I want somebody to take home that 1 of 1.
In some
Taking up a lot of
but the
space.
real wrinkle that I found when I was writing my Cardinals team preview on Underdog Network is he had 8 targets per game in his 8 healthy games, which is a lot. He played in 2 wide receiver sets on 77% of them when he was active, which means he's not just a slot
It'd
player.
be,
Wide receiver sets, he'll play
60.
slot, but it sounds like, especially
60
after
pulls
Hopkins,
for this lab.
it sounds like he's going to be out there. It's going to be Marquise Brown and then Rondale Moore. And when I'm looking at the last little layer that I'm thinking about is with Colt McCoy. Over the last 2 years, there's been 58 quarterbacks that have 200 pass attempts. Colt McCoy is dead last in average depth of target. He just wants to get the ball out quickly. His ADOT is at 5.9.
Yeah, I'd probably honestly, I don't know how many cards are in there, but I'd probably if anybody really wanted to buy the rest, I'd do like 200 and give you all of the, I'd give you all of the cards in there and the slab. I'm fine with that.
They're going to be in third and fourth quarters of games where Colt McCoy is going to be peppering people underneath in catch-up mode, and I think Rondale Moore is going to eat a lot of that.
Colt is super smart. He understands behind this offensive line, you have to get the ball out quickly. And low key, for a backup quarterback, Colt is very aware of his surroundings and what the offense entails and who can be open based on defensive leverage. And he can maximize whatever options the Cardinals do have. Focusing in on Rondale Moore, he is a very confusing player to me. Year in, year out, it slightly reminds me of like the people who tried to make Mecole Hardman a thing every single year. But I will say last year, despite missing 8 games, Mecole Hardman did take a massive step forward in his game. Now, one massive step forward turned his from 1.4 air yards up to 5.5.
I mean, for $200, you get a ton of stuff.
But we are getting more.
So like, if you did the $200 and you hit the 1 of 1, you're set. But if you didn't hit the 1 of 1, I think you'd have to hit at least 2 of the other prizes, which I think you would.
Secondary pass game options, but maybe he can be the one who breaks the mold in that, or has to, because, and this is why this is like one of my favorite shows to do. The other wide receivers in the team are Greg Dortch, who was solely a slot wide receiver, and then Michael Wilson, who's a 3rd-round rookie who had an up and down collegiate career as well.
Yeah, Rondale Moore was a much better prospect than those type of guys. So this is kind of like the exception to the rule. I don't want to bet on a bunch of Rondale Moore types, but I will do it this year.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me that after creating your profile on the Arizona Cardinals, basically like every single draft that you're in right now, when you're getting to this point, 10 plus rounds, you're drafting a ton of
And because the wide receiver price tags early are so high, I'm not drafting 6 or 7 good ones anymore. I'm only drafting like 4 of them because I can't stand the price tags. Right. So I have to find some of these type of guys to draft.
Rookie Jonathan Mingo of the Carolina Panthers is up next, being drafted as wide receiver 62, 139 overall. The verbiage being used around Jonathan Mingo right now is electric. We'll just put it that way. Quote unquote, he fits our Z to a T. This is from wide receiver coach Van Jefferson. And Joe Person, who we've talked on the show with and who does a great job for the Athletic, said that Frank Reich name checked 2 players as spring standouts this offseason. One was Raheem Blackshear, who's the 3rd-string running back. And the other one, Jonathan Mingo, running the short crossing routes that are expected to be a feature in Frank Reich's offense. So I understand that, he only had 1 season in college over 400.
If you guys got questions.
But when you go and turn the tape like we are right now, you see a player who has obvious strengths to his game. Again, inside breaking routes, get the ball in his hands, maybe a la rookie season, A.J. Brown, a little bit of what like Treylon Burks or Drake London did last year for the Arthur Smith-led Atlanta Falcons. And what I love, it's not just the individual talent of Jonathan Mingo that I'm banking on. It's also that like this entire Panthers offense is being underrated and undervalued, where they only have 1 player who's being drafted in the top 130 overall. And I just think that Bryce Young's mental capacity is already expanding, I think, the ceilings and even the floors of what all these players are going to be this year.
I never thought about it, but he really is. Like, what's the difference between him and Treylon Burks? Like, Treylon Burks was going multiple rounds earlier. The draft capital wasn't that much different. John Mingo went earlier than some people expected. He has that better and best ball profile, and I mean by the explosive plays, but also late in the season. If the Panthers are kind of in a lost season, which happens with the rookie quarterbacks late in the year, why are they going to throw the ball to DJ Chark, who's not on that expensive deal? Why are they going to get the ball to Adam Thielen, who's been declining every single year? This is one of these players I think can start on your bench and redraft, and then by the end of the season, hopefully Bryce takes a post-by rookie bump, so can Mingo. But I do love his profile. He's a downfield threat, but he's also can be used underneath because he's such a size speed freak.
Yeah, I mean, we love betting on these rookie wide receivers. Christian Watson took some time to really hit his peak last year. Maybe Mingo has a similar trajectory. Again, I think the first wide receiver drafted at the start of round 2 has like really hit over the last year. I mean, it's T. Higgins, it's Christian Watson, Pittman, Michael Pittman, now Jonathan Mingo. He was being drafted right after the NFL draft as like this team's wide receiver 3, and now he has vaulted up into the wide receiver 1 on the team.
So if anybody has any questions,
33-year-old Adam Thielen, I think he's going to command the slot work.
doing the duck
The
races
DJ
today.
Chark
Got the
and
pull
along with
boxes.
Terrace Marshall Jr., who there's still buzz out for, and I'm never going to give up on him until he's out of the league. Those are just like the vertical players, I think, and Mingo can be a bit more, and I truly believe he can command targets.
Yep. I hope
Who's
so.
next?
That's good. Nico Collins from the Texans, another third-year player like Rondale Moore. I watch him. I think that he's got a little bit of bend in his game for a kind of X receiver. Someone can win downfield. But I think the big difference between last year's Nico Collins and this one is the catchable ball rate. He had the worst catchable target rate in the entire NFL last year. Only 62% of his targets were catchable. Well, I've seen CJ Stroud throw the ball, and I think that CJ Stroud has A-level accuracy and arm strength in the NFL, and I think that's not going to be a problem immediately. The target competition is really weak in this offense. Obviously, it's like guys like Robert Woods, who's older. It's John Mechie, who hasn't played before. Tank Dell is like 140 pounds. So Nico Collins, if he is good, he's going to absorb a lot of this. And then quietly, in his 9 healthy games, he's already on pace for 119 targets. In his 1 game without Brandon Cooks, he saw a season-high 10 targets. There's not a Brandon Cooks level player in this offense anymore. So I want to be taking a stab at this offensive line that I think is quietly underrated. I think that Stroud is being overanalyzed. And I think if I want to find the guy that's going to really break out in this offense, aside from Damian Pierce, I think it could be Nico Collins. And this team's definitely going to be playing some catch-up mode with this defense, even though they added D'Amico Ryan as head coach, Draft Williams. That's basically it on that side of the ball.
This is the most obvious wide receiver sleeper this offseason. I actually would challenge you to find a fantasy analyst who doesn't like Nico Collins this offseason. To your point about catchable ball rate, I don't know if you said this exactly, 35.7% of his targets on throws 10 plus yards or further down the field were inaccurate. 55.6% of his deep targets were inaccurate. So it's not just like the overall number, it's also in certain areas of the field where Davis Mills doesn't do well, whoever else at a quarterback doesn't do well. We have seen, as you said, CJ Stroud at every single section of the field, east, west, north, south,
Lasers.
extremely accurate, like in the bucket. And I know it's obvious to say that Nico Collins has only had 1 game of over 70 receiving yards in his career, that now we're entering year 3 and he's been a face planter so far. Well, again, you checked out our show with Ryan Heath on breakout ages. We're not saying a top 12 receiver outcome this year for Nico Collins. But man, year 3 is still young in a player's career. And I think environments are super important. And hopefully Bobby Slowick and company coming from the 49ers can manufacture this. And as you said, the other piece is he can overcome those if the talent is legitimate there with Nico.
In worst case, he's better in best ball profile wins.
We are loving these wide receivers in this area. Nico Collins right now is being
So let me know if you guys got any questions. Doing the duck races. Got a ton of stuff in the bite now.
I don't
Let me know
want
if
to
you
get
have questions.
Can I just like suggest a small amount of Robert Woods? Like he's going as wide receiver 86. I know he's 31
Duck races.
years
We
old.
only got 12
I know
left in the
he's
match.
out from an ACL injury, but when we do like going through these coach clips, they are saying that he knows the offense extremely well, quote, just as good as some of our coaches. Following the money a la last year, like Zay Jones, he got $10 million guaranteed this offseason. No wide receiver is going to succeed last year on the Tennessee Titans. I'm leaving the light on for Robert Woods this year as like an 18th round pick that no one is making.
There's one reason why I'll allow it. Do you know why?
The money.
USC.
Oh, USC. Okay. Next up is Van Jefferson. Man, being drafted as wide receiver 63, 141 overall. The great Jordan Rodriguez writes, there are a lot of questions surrounding this group, including which player will take control of the number 3 role. We know Cooper Kupp, who we love drafting as a top 4 pick right now on Underdog Best Ball. And then it's Van Jefferson. And the gap between the two, I think, might be the largest among all ADP from the wide receiver 1 to the wide receiver 2 on that same season. I understand there's love for Puka Nacua out there, but as we talked about prior to this, if he just emerges as the wide receiver 3 on the team, that's like a huge win for where he was drafted. And we know that last year when Robert Woods got hurt, or excuse me, 2 years ago when Robert Woods got hurt, and there was that period when Odell Beckham was kind of acclimating to his
Let me know if you guys got
they really didn't
questions.
have like a go-to secondary option other than Tyler Higbee. Well, there's a stretch in their Super Bowl winning season. Van Jefferson had 12.3 points, 10.3 points, 16.8, 13.1, 13.8. That's 5 out of 7 straight games. I mean, I think Van Jefferson has a talent for a team that is struggling for cap purposes to be great at every single position, to lock it in a contract year and be that number 2 wide receiver from week 1 down to week 18.
I'll save this for my quarterback sleeper show because I have Matthew Stafford on that list. But I think what's happened with the Rams is in the early part of the offseason when there was this retirement rumors with both Stafford and McVay and Aaron Donald and all that stuff, we haven't price adjusted. All these guys are back on the field practicing, ready to go. And I think that Matthew Stafford in particular is going to be unleashing pass attempts like we've never seen before. Just think about it this way. Sean McVay is going to be playing Madden out there because the defense is so trash. He's got the quarterback to do it. He's done this previously before, like even back in 2021, 3rd in pace when they were trailing, 4th in neutral pass rate in general. Somebody's got to absorb this. I think Cooper Kupp might have a legendary season, but I do think there's going to be room for it to set up even a secondary side. Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, Matthew Stafford in the double-digit rounds.
I have it written down. I think there's a discount on the Rams offense. Andy Benoit, by the way, he was back in the media with 2013 after 2 years right next to Sean McVay on this Rams staff. He listed a quote-unquote X factor for every single team. Guess who it was the Los Angeles Rams?
Woo! Great note.
It was Van Jefferson. The Rams will likely call upon him to switch back and forth between X and Z, but decides to play outside and loosen up hips to smoothly execute underneath and intermediate breaking routes. Jefferson can answer that call. He needs to. We know Cooper Kupp is going to spend 70% of his time in the slot. Van Jefferson's the other guy who can play at least one of the 2 outside wide receiver spots.
My next name, the least sexy name that we've talked about, the one I truly do believe in, kind of like the Robert Woods, is Devontae Parker. And it's a lot of little reasons. Like last year, he was banged up, which has been something that he's had to deal with throughout his career. But in his 9 healthy games, he had 80-plus yards in 3 of them, which is already, we're talking about a profit because he's the wide receiver 85 on Underdog. He was the wide receiver 46 per game. He had a solid 1.7 yards per route run. The reason why those stats are a little bit more elevated than you remember is because he's a veteran best ball type of player. His ADOT last year, average depth of target, was almost 17 yards downfield. He was winning on double moves. He's the guy on the team that can win against press coverage. They want Juju to lead this team in targets, but if they're looking for a deep threat right now, I still think he's much better than Tyquan Thornton in that role. There is some DeAndre Hopkins risk, but even if DeAndre Hopkins is out there, I do think that Devontae Parker is going to be out there in at least 3 wide receiver sets. If there is no DeAndre Hopkins, he's going to be out there in 2 wide receiver sets. And you just look at the contract; they just renegotiated his deal. He basically lowered his pay for this year to bet on himself for the next year. He got some more guaranteed money in the future. Also has more incentives if he can reproduce. But on that small sample last year, we weren't watching the Patriots. I understand why. It was not very fun to watch. He had a couple big plays downfield. Yeah. It's still the Devontae Parker type of profile, but now you get him for free rather than like consistently having to draft this guy like the wide receiver spot.
What is dead may never die. Your point on DeAndre Hopkins, because that is seemingly still an option out there. Texans fans immediately said that.
Let me know if you guys got questions.
Intended to use DeAndre Hopkins as more of their Z player and not their X. So Devontae might be that X, and we get Juju in the slot along with Mike Gesicki, whatever rotation they want to make.
Juju.
That was when Will Fuller wrote to go.
Juju is unfortunately.
Will Fuller. I think I'm more in at Tyquan Thornton at cost. And I know that again, it's becoming a bit more of a popular name now. But under Bill O'Brien, we got Will Fuller. Under him at Alabama, we got Jameson Williams. I think Williams. It's undisputed, that Tyquan Thornton has the most juice on this team. It's also funny that back-to-back episodes of the show, Devontae Parker is the one carry of. One day it's going to hit for you. He is going as wide receiver 85 right now, by the way, 205. So he's going completely undrafted, and now he's back in as like the 17th or 18th round selection. Just I think
What's up,
based on
J-Mac?
the contract. Yep, and that is. This goes out with Jay Reed, another rookie. We love that dude, for sure. Wide receiver 73, 164 overall. So these were the top 3 slot snap players last year for Green Bay Packers. Randall Cobb, Al Nazar. Those two combined for over 400 slot snaps.
How you been, man? You give a good weekend?
Granted, Jaden Reed has barely played in the slot over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, Juju is number one.
A ton in his first 2 years at the college level, and all the verbiage coming out of the Packers is that he's going to lock down, at the very least, that slot option. And you and I, in our second year breakout wide receiver show, hopefully everyone's checked that out, looked at Romeo Doubs' tape. And while he had his moments early in the year and maybe was their most dependable wide receiver at points, I think, again, that 5th round draft capital, if he's just like the wide receiver 3 in your team, you've done good. And I think by making a 2nd round wide receiver choice, the Packers believe that they can probably build on him. So I'm not putting it against Jaden Reed and saying it's too much.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's been a long day for me.
On the team this year. In fact, I think he's going to make that leap and in 2 wide receiver sets be out there on the field. Maybe not immediately. When we get to October, there's this late season, tough, gritty, catching wide receiver opposite the spectacle that is Christian Watson. His name is Jaden Reed.
I like this Josh Norris where you're really prioritizing the late breakouts in the season. You're making an adjustment. I really like that call. With Jaden Reed versus Romeo Doubs, I think Romeo Doubs does the Corey Davis block. He can be Alan Lazard, somebody like that, where nothing too spectacular, just out there eating snaps. I think they're hoping Jaden Reed can be a little bit more of a flashy player, trying to get like a Jahan Dotson type of profile. My only concern is just if he gets stuck in the slot. That's where he's practicing right now. He does need to get into 2 wide receiver sets. The 3rd pass catcher on the Packers is not going to be fantasy relevant under Jordan Love, I'm afraid. But there is a chance that Romeo Doubs is just the number 3 wide receiver, which would be a win for the Packers, and that they're hoping that Jaden Reed can become a little bit more of that.
We already still talked about this in one of the running back shows, where I could also see the Packers, who I think were like 24th in carries last year, being like top 5.
I think Juju. If I was gonna pick one person, it'd be Juju to draft.
We all know that you are drafting an underdog right now.
I don't know. I like Tyquan Thornton for where he goes. I don't like Juju for where he goes.
During this part of the summer, we talked about the Packers offense. It's a higher or lower of 575 receiving yards for Romeo Doubs. Christian Watson to 5.5 receiving touchdowns. And I have my eyes on maybe that Jordan Love passing yards at 3,250.
I like the AJ Dillon rushing yards. I think they're going to run the shit out of the ball.
Love that. All right. We will be
So
doing
now if you guys have any questions,
every single position out there. So be sure to smash the subscribe button. Check out the rest of the channel and all the rest of the videos. See you next time. These are your tight end rankings for the 2023 season. It's mid-May, but we know you. Yes,
Cool.
you're an underdog.
I do like him. I've always really liked him.
About your redraft league. Let's start with tight end, Aiden, and let's start with this statement. It's a weird position in fantasy football. You know, we love to give player takes, and we definitely are with this group of 22 players who are about to tier list. But there are specific strategies that need to be discussed at tight end when drafting, at least through 18 rounds or depending on the format. Take it from the top for the people. What should they be thinking about when selecting and drafting?
So let me know if you guys got any questions. We're doing the duck races. Also got a ton of stuff in the Buy It Now. And I can show you some teams if you want. So let me know if you got questions. Mega Duck only has 12 more spots.
Yards and receptions compared to the other positions. So I like to kind of punt this position off. It scores also the fewest amount of points in best ball drafts. All ping pong weeks. If I draft 3 tight end 2s, one scores a touchdown, the other 2s don't. I'll use that. In redraft, you actually have to pick that. So actually in redraft, I do still like drafting the tight ends. So they'll just put those guys in. They'll score more points on average. But in best ball, you can play this game of ping ponging weeks. And I ran a little quick study on the spike weeks. And the top 7 tight ends.
You guys want, I could do some cheap auctions too.
Compare that to the top 7 quarterbacks, that goes up from 53% to 69%. Same thing with running backs, wide receivers, it's up. So I think you can find some replacement value from here, but you have to find the right tight ends. And I think that's more kind of looking at some small samples and trying to extrapolate from there.
So let me know what you guys want to see.
Usually the head guard guys, kind of similar conversation.
And speaking of running backs, touchdowns are very, very important. for tight ends. Just going through and doing research for this episode, we can kind of call Taysom Hill a tight end. I mean, he was certainly listed one on a lot of fantasy platforms. He only caught 9 passes last year, but also had 9 touchdowns on top of that, and what was the tight end 6 or 7 in points per game. Again, he had rushing yards, carries, all that type of stuff. But it really speaks to me just to how touchdown dependent the position is and how just pure volume can't really help you out in that department. And one touchdown kind of swings rankings week to week if you're a top 12 scorer, if you're not. And as you said, like, especially for best ball, which we are focusing on, I know all of you, again, are playing on Underdog Fantasy. There's this approach of, hey, go super early on one, heck, even like the 6th overall pick on Travis Kelce, or maybe you want to Dr. Frankenstein approach it, where you draft one, let's just say, theoretically, in round 12, and then rounds like 15 and 18, and there's your trio. And then there's all these names that we're going to get to, about 10 or 11 of them, that's kind of in between that grouping as well, that certainly opportunities and scenarios and environments and player takes are important, but it makes me wonder how viable they are in any.
Yes, I completely agree. And another part of this is just correlation. If you draft a quarterback, I'd like to throw on the tight ends after that. And so a lot of the tight ends do go after their quarterbacks. That's another reason why I'm on the late round tight end. Before we get into the player takes real quick, if you can fast forward this if you guys aren't nerds. But here's the stats that I'm actually looking at. Yards per game, that is correlated to next year's fantasy points, like at 67.67. That's pretty dang good. That's the actual key metric I'm going to be kind of as my like flagpole is just last year's yards.
If you guys
per
got
game.
questions.
Sounds crazy, right? And then the next one is routes per game. If you're not on the field, it's hard to get fantasy points. Beyond that, yeah, yards per route run in the PFF grade kind of tells me if you're good or not. I can actually watch the tape as well. And then you get into like, are you going to be blocking when you're on the field, or are you actually running routes? And there's different types of archetypes of players that fit that. And then the really important one I think goes really underlooked is what type of player are you in one tight end set and then 2.
Wells, let me know what you want to pull from. If you have any questions on anything, let me know too.
Tight end ones in fantasy typically run a route on 60.
Are you giving me an offer? Oh, sorry.
They're one tight end team snaps. So if there's one tight end on the field,
Yeah, I can do that for you.
they better be running route. When there's 2 tight ends on the field, they need to run around at least 60%.
So let me know.
Tight ends, they're like 70.
Let me know what you want to pull from if you have questions.
Players that we're going to talk about, like Jacob Walker, for example, who last year were only running around like 20% of their one tight end set snaps because they can't block well or some other reasons.
All NFL. All right. Let me know what 13 numbers you want.
Kind of let touchdown variance take over, and that's what I'm going to be focusing in this episode.
And we almost will try to predict who can potentially hit that elite category as well, because then that is also a true difference maker. If we've talked about a quarterback, and hopefully tune into that video, that if you had one of the elite names that you set you apart at the start of each week, obviously Travis Kelce's done that. The tight end.
I think I accepted the offer, but I don't see it on my end.
Can't reach his status, but is a clear.
But you just
second
give me
in that
13 numbers as soon as it goes
exact
through.
same thing. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna rank 22
There we go.
tight ends ahead of the.
All right, yeah, just give me 13 numbers.
And tier list them. And I'm going to say it, Hayden. There's only one name in the A tier. I should say in the S tier. And that is Travis Kelce. I mean, he led the NFL with 30 red zone receptions last season, 10 red zone touchdowns. Just to put it all into context, Travis Kelce scored 90 more fantasy
20 through 33, you got it.
tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. That is the biggest
1,
gap
2,
between
3,
number
4,
one tight
5,
end and
6,
number 2
7,
tight end
8,
in the
9,
last
10,
30
11, 12, 13, 14,
He
15, 16,
dominated
17,
everybody.
18,
He was
19,
the second most
1,
points at
2,
position.
3,
of
4,
all
5,
time.
6, 7,
It's
8,
just really debating
9,
Travis Kelce. Would you
10,
rather have him
11,
or Cooper Kupp?
12,
Would you rather have
and
him or
13.
Austin Eckler? And
Let's see.
right now, I'm leaning away from Travis Kelce.
1,
Nothing
2,
against Travis
3,
Kelce,
4,
but
5,
it's just
6, 7,
34 years old,
8,
and
9, 10,
let's
11,
play
12,
the Dr.
13.
Frankenstein
Ah, see, you didn't make
position, but I still have him ranked.
All right, we got a Von Miller, True Blue.
That he's going to be dominant when he's out there.
A
Will he repeat last year's
No
numbers?
Sean Moreno.
Hard to do, but
Devin Lloyd, rookie.
very impressive.
Torrey Holt, league leader.
Just for this
EJ, is EJ Manuel, right? Yeah, EJ Manuel. Got a Aaron Rodgers and Greg Jennings. Chase Claypool, rookie. Michael Floyd, Disco. Zamir Wright, rated rookie. A Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson. LaShawn McCoy. Ashawn Robinson, rookie. And then a Tyler Lindenbaugh, rookie. Let's see if he hit a slab.
All three of those legends at the position. And I do want to add that last
No
year,
slab.
the
Appreciate
Chiefs
the
that we
purchase,
all
man.
watched changed their offense in ways to use multiple personnel groupings. And kind of when we talk about with tight end, sometimes when there's 2 on the field or 3 on the field, we get a bit nervous about like the pillar piece.
Yeah, did you end up selling it?
Because opportunities can be spread around.
There are 12 left in the mega.
Him, the A-Dot can go down. We know that Travis Kelce, who also barely misses any time due to injury.
Was it like a CD number to like 50?
There's basically 3 tight ends. I can argue that their team views them as like an X wide receiver. Travis Kelce's one, Mark Andrews is the next, and then eventually Kyle Pitts possibly.
Damn, there you go, man. Congrats on that. That's awesome.
One tight end.
You got a 125 for that? Wow.
What Travis
I think I had that value at like 50.
Value.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but
again,
something like that.
I ranked these top 26.
That's awesome.
Aiden did the exact same thing. We put these together, and these are the rankings. So for us,
Yeah, so we got an Alvin Kamara RPA.
it is
So for the mega, we run it as soon as it sells. So everything in the mega box right now is an RPA, and you get anywhere from 1 to 3 ducks. So you guaranteed an RPA, and you get 5 pulls from the NFL every purchase you make. But then you get entered in to win. Second place is Sauce Gardner out of 199. A Alvin Kamara is third, RPA out of 299. Jalen Waddle, rookie auto, is fourth. Drake London, RPA out of 99 is fifth, and then first place is the Nike booklet. It's $20 a pull for the mega, and that's in the buy it now. So everything's $10 except the mega and mystery packs are 20. Those are in the buy it now, but you're guaranteed 6 cards, and then you could hit one of the bigger cards from the top row or the booklet.
Because I think that he has massive upside.
Yeah, it's a 1 of 1. It's a Tyler Boyd, Corey Coleman booklet 1 of 1 Nike.
He only plays in the inline spot.
Pretty
where
sweet
hitters
card.
are likely to block
That is
on
first place for the mega.
snaps.
Yeah, that's
And
sweet.
when
Yeah,
there
you
are
should have
2
seen the
tight
one.
ends
I don't have the
90%
Jamar Chase out anymore, but I got a Jamar Chase RPA. I got a where is it? I got the T Higgins RPA, and I got the Tyler Boyd all in one card show. The Kamara I can't sell because I have it in the mega.
There is more target competition, but I think that's
But that
actually
booklet's
help
sweet.
the Ravens get down to the red
But yeah, I got all the receivers. I'm a Pats guy, so it's just kind of funny.
Beckham, I do think Mark Andrews can dominate down there. I just think the Ravens have a chance to be one of the best offenses in the league, and Mark Andrews goes 2 or 3 rounds after Travis Kelce, and I think that they have the same paths to upside. Just Travis Kelce's done it, obviously, before.
Yeah, I can show it to you.
Currently on Underdog. Travis
Yeah, it's
Kelce
sweet.
is the 6th overall pick.
I picked
Mark
this
Andrews
up.
is the
I don't remember when I
2nd
picked this up
And
actually.
Andrews is kind of in a
But Alvin
big
Kamara,
on his own,
288,
whereas
299 ball and 2 jersey pieces.
And I think Mark Andrews is going to
So
end
pretty
up being
sweet.
a early 3rd round pick just because of week 17 correlation. They're playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins get drafted by
Pretty nice.
the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Definitely the
overall
first
pick.
Alvin Kamara autograph I ever
So I
had.
think eventually you're going to have to spend a 2nd and 3rd round pick to get this stack, but in the meantime, if you get lucky, try to get the Ravens in round 3 and 4. And if not, I'm totally fine just drafting Mark Andrews and even without Lamar Jackson.
in that awesome 2021 season where he had 13
Ham Sports Cards too. I just picked up some Tyler Boyd rookie numbered cards too. I just put in the buy it now. If you're interested in those, let me know. I don't know if I still have any Tyler Boyd jersey cards. I had a decent amount of Tyler Boyd for a while. I think they might be all gone now.
Last season. Like if we just get a 10% point boost, it'd even be better than that with the weapons and obviously Greg Roman coming in, or excuse me, Greg Roman exiting.
You pulled 3 1-of-1s.
That
Jeez.
would be massive news for Mark Andrews and the bull case. Okay, next up for us, it's TJ Hawkinson. Tale of 2 halves of the season for TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, he has a path to kind of get in this mix. I just don't think it's as clean as the others because he blocks just more than the other.
Your 11-year-old
tight
checkup.
ends do. 48% of the snaps are in.
Let me know if you guys have any questions.
He blocks on 10%.
Only 12 spots left for the mega.
So
First place is the
a lot of
1-of-1
things have to
booklet.
go right for TJ Hawkinson to truly get into this title this year. I think he's probably
Jeez,
destined
everybody's
to
getting
tight
old.
end one stats just because he's not like viewed as the same type of route runner as someone like Mark Andrews or Kyle Pitts or Dallas Goedert. I think that he's 1 tier beneath that. And the Vikings offense is good. It's not like absolutely
Yeah, ain't gonna suck.
either. So I think he goes a little bit too early for me, and I'm not going out of my way to get Kirk stacks either. So it's just kind of fine to me. He's going to be a top 6 tight end, but like, do you think he has a chance to have like one of those Mark Andrews seasons? I don't really see it.
No, I think he's being drafted at a reasonable spot as the third tight end right now, based on how often the Vikings throw the ball. Who Kevin O'Connell is as a play caller, we don't expect him to change. I mean, they threw the third most passes on average per game last season, and so you're getting that at 47 overall, which is just 7 spots ahead of the next tight end on the board. And like, it can be difficult to a single season for tight end can kind of be a small sample, but then for TJ Hawkinson, it's even smaller than that. But with the Minnesota Vikings, he finished as a top 12 scoring tight end in 7 of the 10 games.
Yeah, maybe it might be around that.
60 receptions in those 10 games. But like, again, I think the root of your question is, does he have that pure?
Well, I buy a lot of stuff in lots, and then I buy a lot of stuff like a while ago. So I don't remember how much the Alvin Kamara goes for. I just thought it'd be a cool third place prize.
But I think we definitely
The main prize is the booklet 1 of 1.
Yeah, he's definitely consistent. I will say though, it's just the consistent tight end ones that get drafted in this range. It's just hard for them to like beat the consistent wide receivers in this range, just because the wide receivers just score way more fantasy points, especially in half of the honor.
Yeah, and I'll look up those wide receivers right now. Again, he's going as the 47th overall pick. Some wide receivers running around that. It's DeAndre Hopkins.
I don't like
Mike
Zeke.
Williams, it's Jerry Jeudy, it's
I mean, I like Zeke, but I don't know what team he really would fit in with.
We're talking much more process in this tier list than other ones, but I think already at tight end 3, you can get to, if consistency is the name of the game for you, would you rather spend this early of a pick on T.J. Hawkinson, or would you rather bank on consistently getting 7, 8 points with 3 late round tight ends that again you Dr. Frankenstein together? So I know this is early in the video, but it's already coming up. I think that's the point of really how we discuss tight ends right now in basketball.
And the other thing is,
I got a bunch of slabs, yeah.
Right now, Travis Kelce like misses some time this year. I obviously have never done it.
I have like these are all the ones that I have set to go for like probably mystery packs and the stuff, but I got all these. Got Justin Jefferson 9, Jefferson 9, Purdy 9, Brian Dawkins Heroes 9, David Montgomery 9, Waddle 8. That one I just got for cheap. Jerry Jeudy Disco 8, Jameis Williams 9, ETN 9s. Got some Tua, Eli Manning rookie, Jordan Love at an 8.99.
Over his final 5 games,
Kadarius Toney, Gabe Davis Silver, J.K. Dobbins, Tua, Darden, CD, and Micah Parsons. Those are all the ones that I have just like for the pull boxes and stuff. Other than that, I mean, I got the Waddle PSA 10 out of 199. It's like a bigger one.
Last year, he had
Stevenson out of 9, PSA 9 Zebra.
That's the biggest negative pressure mechanic going into this year. I will say though, some of that could be
Tua,
George Kittle
Manning rookie,
in general.
Love rookie at 8.99, Jefferson rookies, Purdy, Dawkins, Montgomery, Judy, Jameson Williams, ETNs, Waddle, Kadarius Toney, Gabe Davis, JK, Tua, Darden, CD, and Micah. Yeah, that Zebra's sweet. I was so mad I didn't get a 10, so I bought it raw and I submitted it. And I got a 9. I will never get a Ramondre Stevenson PSA 10. I could do $20 a piece, except the Gabe Davis. I probably want like 25.
There's also Christian McCaffrey coming into the fold. You heard me talk about it all the time during Stats versus Film and breaking down Christian McCaffrey stuff.
Gabe Davis, Hollow, rated rookie 9.
And so,
Micah, silver rated 8, and CD's an 8. So I could do $20 a piece on these, and then 25.
Picked up first downs and yards out of a catch, more attention would be paid to him. And then now down the seam or at the second level.
Damn, that's awesome.
Running more wide open than we've ever seen.
I have already submitted a bunch of Obsidian. Obsidian, I didn't get 10s.
Yards after catch capabilities to generate big plays off of that. Not many dudes across the league do, and George Kittle certainly still does, despite all the injuries he has faced.
Yeah, Shanahan put the opposing linebackers in absolute hell.
Yeah, microscope.
It's tough scenes out there.
I'm telling you, man.
Though with George Kittle last year, because
PSA
that
9,
was
this
the
card's
first season
sweet.
he has ever scored more than
That one I
6
submitted, I got a
touchdowns in
9.
single year.
I have I must have put one in the duck race before.
The quarterbacks they were
The only 10 I have of Ramondre Stevenson is a hollow, and I bought it.
Against the previous year, it was just 6. All right, let's have the Kyle Pitts conversation. Where are you at with Kyle Pitts right now? Because Hayden on Underdog Fantasy, best ball, 63.6 is his ADP at the moment as tight end 5.
He wasn't anywhere near that last year, that's for sure. So how do we get him back to where the ADP would make some sense? Let's start with technical targets. Last year, only 56% of his targets were technical because Marcus Mariota was very good. I wish I could say Desmond Ritter's good, but I have some accuracy concerns with him as well. Can we please get?
Oh, the one I already have? Yeah, I don't know if that one. I haven't even looked at that one. I might submit it. I don't know.
He definitely needs to run a little hotter with touchdowns.
No, I do have a non-graded one too.
He had 19 of them last year, which is in the elite category.
I got this one. I haven't even checked it. It's a little gunked up on the outside, but that's just the case. I haven't checked it, but I have that one.
And that's where Kyle Pitts can't do it. The problem is
I might submit it. Who knows?
So if we can get those.
Oh
going
yeah,
a bit,
I mean, it still might be worth getting graded. Well,
out in one tight end sets very weirdly last year. Maybe it's because they don't trust
I have a bunch of Ramondre Stevenson. I have so many RPAs of Ramondre.
In year 3, as you kind of learn, you always talk about it takes some years for development, even for somebody like Kyle Pitts. But even if we get all those things, I think that's where you get to a fair price here. So really, this is just, I think, an okay price for him. But can you really dream big with Kyle Pitts where he absolutely earth shatters people? And to me, Kyle Pitts, you always put Travis Kelce there, you put Mark Andrews there, I would put George Kittle there.
He went to the Bills.
Make a point where Kyle Pitts is at.
They got rid of him.
The tight end 4 when it comes to just receiving skills.
I think he's going to do good on the Bills too.
Certainly, Bijan's going to take some opportunities away. But
He's a good running back. So it'll be interesting to see.
and somebody's just balling. Kyle Pitts at least has that in training.
Yeah, he got hurt towards the end, but then Ramondre just was way better.
From an individual skill set standpoint, where he can just be a difference maker and a mismatch, Kyle Pitts, you can envision him among the elites that we've seen over the last 2 decades at the position. But from an environment and scenario standpoint, unless Desmond Ridder takes 3 gigantic leaps forward, that is not matching, Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. That is not matching Tom Brady with Gronk at quarterback. That's not.
If you guys got any questions.
Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I had that other Ramondre Stevenson. I think I put that one. Yeah, that was a Mega Duck prize. Just because it was a 9. I hate when I get 9s on Ramondres, but that's all I get. That zebra's sweet though.
Damian Pierce, okay, Brandon Ayuk, Joe Mixon, Mike Evans, Dalvin Cook.
Damian Harris is going pretty late. That I would take a chance on Damian Harris.
This area of the draft,
I think Damian Harris could take that away from Allen. But I'm interested to see with Cook there what he does.
It was shocking to me. Nate
Is it Cook or is it There's 2 of them that confuse me. What the hell is the other guy's name? Cook or
The Falcons just, haven't been throwing the football.
I forget.
Like we said, they led the NFL last year in carries per game.
Because Cook's not there anymore, right?
By drafting Bijan Robinson. And
is it Cook?
To be more balanced.
No, Singletary's gone. No, it's the rookie there. Is it Moss?
6 fewer runs.
That's a lot, though.
But that's a lot. That's a pretty significant.
I can't think of the. Yeah, James Cook, but I thought he might have left. They got rid of one guy. I don't know if James Cook is still the one there.
Rookie tight ends, and some of them are intriguing. But Kyle Pitts is just different. He's a different dude. And I'll tell you this: I don't want to be the one left wishing, in October and November, man, I wish I drafted more Kyle Pitts this season, because we can all see how it all aligns.
Yeah, I think this price.
I'm just adding some stuff from the store, so if you see camera change, that's why.
The ball more, which I think is fair expectation. If he goes to absolute god mode, now all of a sudden there's room for some profit. So boom bust, but at least this has a chance to boom.
No, man, you wanted the 13 pulls. I mean, if you want a duck pull, it's just $10 for a duck pull.
My number over 15 yards is 3
1 catch of 20+ yards last season. They were designing deep targets for him in these mismatch situations, and Marcus Mariota just simply could not hit them, But to your point, is Desmond Ridder leaps and bounds better than that? It can be better, and we can see increases, But an increase of last year.
Yeah, it says slash.
Last season, like you said, points per game into a full season, he still would have just been the tight end 17 behind Tyler Conklin and Jawan Johnson.
Give me odds. Can't Hill find some way on this. Actually, like, is it like 10, 20% odds? Like,
Oh, so it is Cook. I thought it was
makes
Cook.
so much sense for both teams. Why isn't this one done?
I think that depends on maybe Will Levis's preseason and how he fares, right?
Caleb Williams season. How about that? Just let Levis ride no matter what.
Is that a teardrop? Am I even fair to put Kyle Pitts in the A tier?
So let me know if anybody has any questions. Yeah, Wells, you can get one Blue Duck plus 5 NFL pulls, or you get 13 pulls, NFL pulls, or you can get 2 jersey pulls or 6 numbered
All right,
pulls.
then we'll do this.
Now we're talking.
Okay, now we go to the next group, and this is headlined by Dallas Goedert. We just talked about how so many of these different situations are changing or in flux because of new quarterbacks and new additions around them. Dallas Goedert is the consistent dude of this group. Nothing is different about this Philadelphia Eagles team that went very far and was very successful throwing the football last season.
So let me know if you guys got any questions.
91% of the passing snap, which is very good. His issue is the balls just go to A.J. Brown and Thomas Smith, which I can't blame the Eagles. So if something happens to either one of them, or if the Eagles have to pass way more because they're not like running teams out of the building through 3 quarters, then Dallas Goedert has a chance to eat a little bit more. I will say that this price tag is like fair enough, where even if he kind of has one of these like seasons that are like underwhelming given his skill set, but like just the product of how good this team is, I think it's fine. I will say the one thing that I wish that they wouldn't do is a lot of his targets just come off like a little play action where they kind of just like dump them off into the flats.
Yep.
Yeah, just easy stuff for Dallas Goedert. He doesn't get these like Kyle Pitts type of targets, but I do think that they could eventually get there. But it just really comes down to like, why throw the ball to Dallas Goedert if you have A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith going down? And that's just basically where we're at with him. So this is like a small win, small loss situation. I like stacking him up with Jalen Hurts. It's a little bit harder to stack Jalen Hurts because A.J.
Now,
Brown
if you guys got any
Devonta
questions,
Smith goes like round 2 a lot, and Jalen Hurts somewhere between them. So I want to drop some Jalen Hurts teams. So sometimes I'll go Jalen Hurts and have to be forcing the Dallas Goedert. I think that's totally fine.
Just 3 targets of 20-plus yards last season, 3.5% of all of his targets were 20-plus yards. So like you said, he can be successful on those slip screens, on the RPOs, on everything underneath, but, then makes him the 6th highest in terms of yak per reception in the NFL last season. And he's really good in that area. Like, I think Dallas Goedert is a super fluid athlete, but he's a behind the line of scrimmage, short, and sometimes intermediate guy. And the big plays might be difficult in that regard. But touchdowns and those opportunities are probably better on the Eagles than they are with other teams. Now, we also saw them run for a ton of touchdowns last year. That might switch a little bit with Miles Sanders. Who knows? Not on the roster. But with Dallas Goedert, yeah, I mean, where he's being drafted again as tight end 6, 67 overall, it really is dependent for me if I draft Jalen Hurts or not. And if I don't, then I'm not drafting probably any Dallas Goedert.
I think that's a good kind of thing to think about with all these players. If the tight end goes or the quarterback goes before the tight end, then the stacks would like kind of pull them up in ADP. So I don't want to be drafting Dallas Goedert without Jalen Hurts.
I will say, in all
so if you guys got any questions on anything,
I am drafting a ton of Darren Waller right now. He is going as the 78th overall player, as the tight end 7, and just looking at other players in that regard, Hayden, and he's next up in our rankings here. It's like Deontay Johnson, Rachaad White, Gabe Davis, Marquise Brown, Cam Akers. Like, I repeatedly have a 0 at the tight end spot at that position. And for me, when I kind of think about how Travis Kelce is so successful on the Chiefs as like their primary pass catcher, and how, sure, to a lesser degree and a lesser offense, the Giants have like continued to add these like C-listers among pass catchers. Darren Waller might be their big shot to be the big time. And I think Darren Waller has shown in previous years, multiple years, that he has like big qualities to his game as well.
Yeah, it's very easy to make an upside case with them. Leading receiver, you can draft Daniel Jones right after him. Also, you got a nice stack, but even just without the stack, Darren Waller definitely did just have a massive target share. One problem, though. He didn't force a single missed tackle last year. It was his lowest PFF grade in a very long time. I know he was used like down the field a little bit more, but I'm worried that he's a little bit older. He's 31 years old. He's had some injuries over the years.
you guys think I could label this? So I always label my buy it nows as like by the team. So this one is the Redskins. Do you think you get canceled for that if I put it as Redskins?
I still agree with you that the
This one's sweet though. Look at 25 white mosaic.
With Darren Waller, we're just like, it's over.
I put Commanders and Redskins. Hopefully nobody goes after me.
35% of his targets last season were.
Let me know if you guys got questions.
That's 10 more than any other.
Got a ton of stuff in the bite now. We got the duck races going. We only have 12 left for the mega and 18 left for the blue.
Remember Devontae
We moved the
Adams as
18
well,
over, so it doesn't look
because
bad.
for some reason Josh McDaniels just wanted to make these guys all vertical players. When you go back to
Really?
his peak season,
I always liked, honestly, I like the Washington football team. The Washington team. Yeah, I put Washington Commanders and Redskins. Maybe I'll take out the Redskins. But honestly, I love the Washington football team. I love that name. That's my one of my fantasy leagues. I'm the New Hampshire football team. I'll never change it.
I guess my point is, if we get healthy Darren Waller, he's the best pass catcher on this team. Period. And I don't know if we can totally hold what the Giants' offense was. I know you're not, of where they threw the football, how often they threw the football over the heads of Mike Kafka and Brian Daboll, because I think when they look big picture of what they want the team to be, it's much more.
Yeah, I completely agree. They have some underneath targets. Daniel Jones can run the ball. Saquon can run the ball. They need some seam stretches. That's what Darren Waller does. And while I have some concerns that he could just be his prime,
That's funny.
the Giants traded the 100.
Yeah, I'm definitely the bad boy team this year.
Second overall pick, or second round pick.
I should have taken Kamara. I just didn't. I didn't even think of it. It would have been kind of funny.
So yeah, I think we're fine right now.
He is my bet to be the tight end that like transcends the spot that he is drafted right now up a few tiers. I don't know if you have one that we'll get to later on or any of these dudes, but for me, where he is being drafted, which is very palatable. Even if I don't, and I'm not planning on drafting Daniel Jones, I will still have Darren Waller as like my mid-round shot at the tight end position.
Yeah, of these, I would argue that Mark Anderson's a chance to like.
I already sold a card that I just listed. It's kind of crazy.
Up a tier, I would pick.
I feel like Whatnot, people don't really buy like off streams, but every now and then I'll sell a card.
David Njoku is a total stud player.
That is honestly, that's a great
was in
name.
his first year last year as a full-time player, and this is why we read the press conference quotes. And
Maybe I'll steal that from you because I have Watson on my
with
dynasty.
the money and the role that David Njoku was going to be a full-time player. And what we got, Hayden, was he was responsible for 28.6% of the Browns' red zone targets last year. That was the highest rate among all tight ends. The Browns, though, just didn't throw that often inside the red zone. So we think maybe with Deshaun Watson,
Let me know if you guys got questions.
scale might tip in the favor of David Njoku even more this year, just in pure volume.
He's got the like basically prototype body size plus
My
athleticism
ball.
that I'm looking for fantasy, where he's big enough to block and they trust him in one tight end set.
That
So he
hurts
sits
my
there
ball.
and block. But then in two tight end sets, he's out there running around 93% of the dropbacks. I think that our overall stance with the Browns that they're just going to pass the ball more this year than they have historically. I think that Kevin Stefanski's sharp. I think the front office is pretty sharp. The offensive line's good, and I think there's a chance that the redacted quarterback bounces back this year. So David Njoku, I think, is very good at football. I think there's a chance that he just gets a little bit more volume than we're used to. So given the price tag, I actually like scooping up some David Njoku here, and I have been definitely stacking up the Browns system.
Any Keontae Ingram fans?
Even though the price tags were
25 of 25.
It's
Also
too
list
easy to
it.
stack the Browns this year. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? He's being drafted after pick 100.
Keontae Ingram, you don't know who that
And
is?
he has that hybrid skill set where they can run screens to him, and he can
I didn't know
make
who
the
it was
catch,
either.
And he can also get vertical in isolation and when they're two. And as again I pointed out, he was 11th overall in just raw targets inside the red zone last year. So
remember when we saw him? We saw him at the Super Bowl, dude. Like, you'll be proud.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. So, but I actually think I might have heard of him.
Pat Fryer moved.
It's a 25. It's a Black Pandora. So rookie, so you can't really go wrong in that.
As a rookie, Hayden, he had 20 red zone targets. That was second most among all tight ends. But now, I think still all the pass catchers.
So, if you guys have questions, I have a ton of stuff that I've been listening to buy it now. You guys want to see any like dollar auctions and stuff? I could run some players. Got some Kenneth Walker at a 249 rookie, Watson at a 499, Alec Pierce Spectrus out of 99, some Manning numbered out of 5,000, just crazy out of 1,000. What's the other one I have? TJ Watt at a 99.
find a A or B level.
Don't want to list them all.
Just watching him naturally, he can block a little bit, but I think that he's very fluid.
So much stuff.
For the catch. He plays in line a little bit too much, like 58% of the snaps are in line.
I put it up for $10. I feel like that's fair. Got some Hutchinson color, Pierce numbered. This one's sweet. I'm a big James Conner guy. James Conner out of 25, 14 to 25. I want to say I put it up for $10. I've seen it. I thought initially it was like a $20 card, but I saw one just sold for like $9. So I put it up for 10. It's a bookend.
Go Pat Freiermuth with 2 like round 17, 18 dart throws, and then call it the position. But I'm with you. I like Freiermuth in.
I could see Pat
Got a ton of stuff.
Any season scoring.
Sauce Gardner variation rookie. Zay Jones numbered from Select. Isaiah Spiller numbered.
I am
James
intrigued
Conner
by
numbered
the Darnell
299.
Washington move to pay
Kadir.
the offensive
I don't
line.
even know who this guy is. Yeah, the black. Yeah, I can show that to you. Cater Kohu to 99.
Bringing Allen Robinson for absolutely nothing and not having to pay him anything, and I don't know if that
Keontae
feeds
Ingram
factor into our thought process.
I don't think it does.
and a 25.
And then,
25
like
of
I said, and I'm gonna
25.
reiterate,
It's pretty
there were
sweet.
flawed wide receivers
Black
around the
Pandora. I
league. So,
think I have heard his name, so
maybe like
but
Mr.
I saw one. So it's a different variation. So I don't.
Okay.
I think I have the variation P 349, but the other one was it went for like $9. So that's I just threw it up for 10. Yeah, it looks sweet, doesn't it?
Games, his ADOT was 8.6 yards. In the final 11 games.
How about this is what I got from Select Otis Anderson auto
Peterson really dialed in
out of
how he used
99
and a lot of it was to line
Nick
up where he
Bonito
was best,
numbered.
6th in yards after catch and average rush.
I don't think he signed his franchise tag yet. That's just something to kind of keep track
David
of.
Carr autograph.
Sign is
Sweet, right?
Part of the long-term options, but we ran
Traylon Burks.
We ran 32 routes per game, which was one of the best
If it
across the league.
focuses.
I am a little bit nervous that comes down. Just
Cade
because,
York. This is one of the more expensive cards that we pulled. I don't know how much it goes for now, but Cade York, rookie at 49.
As well, like you said, they were really scheming open.
All stuff I got a list.
Season. That's a shout out to Doug Peterson, one of the best coaches, especially coaching up these tight ends. They bought the dip on Evan Ingram, but how you get the most out of him is just throwing him out in the flat, getting him on leaks, and just letting his athleticism shine. He's way more athletic in a straight line now in space than other tight ends. That's how they used him late last year. The one problem, though, is those require a little bit more schemed up looks. All of a sudden, when you have like a real weapon, you stop scheming up passes, and you say like, okay, just throw the ball to Calvin and Christian Kirk, and you're fine. So I'm worried that his overall targets are going to come down. So I'm a little bit lower on him versus some of the other guys we just mentioned.
Unless you're driving, close your eyes. Just like think back to those great Jaguars highlights towards the end of last season, and it was a lot of like heavy play action and Evan Ingram crossing it across the formation, and then him catching the ball like 1 or 2 or 3 yards beyond the line of
You guys
scrimmage,
got any
and then
questions?
get
Just
the
let me
ball in
know.
his hands and let him rumble.
Added a bunch of stuff to the bite
Be a better
now.
athlete than the other people on the field. It wasn't this Jason Garrett stuff. I'm going to run a 7-yard hitch, and maybe I catch it, maybe I don't. Like, just let him be an athlete. And yeah, I think that style is pretty volume dependent. And what you outlined about maybe some of the volume being taken away from him, I think it is for a talking point, even if Evan Ingram. There's a huge difference in taking Evan Ingram as like the tight end 22, like we got last year, and now taking him as like the tight end 9.
Yeah, we both have him lower than ADP. So
He's going as a tight end 8 right now, 91st overall on Underdog, ahead of David Njoku and Pat Freiermuth. Okay, next up for us, it is Dalton Schultz. Because of your massive ranking, I'm going to put this one on your shoulders, Hayden. You have him as the tight end 9 overall. Why?
well, looking back, if you just look at yards per game, that's where the foundation is. I know he's changing the offense, but he does get out in the route a lot, and he's trusted in blocking situations. The Texans didn't pay him that much money, but he has like no competition behind him, and more importantly, I think that the Texans have zero pass catching weapons in general.
So the booklet sold, the last it sold for, I think that exact booklet sold for $150. My kind of estimate for it was $150 to $200
Dalton Schultz
is what I think you could get for it.
Tight end, he was basically the year before
Like if
that.
you're
So I
in
think this
Cincinnati,
is a decent spot
you could get
because
200
he's like
easy.
130.
Like if you put that in somewhere there, that it'd sell easily for that. But I'm thinking like 150 on the low end.
So even though we put him in the same tier here,
That's kind of what I had it. That's what I had it valued at when I put it up. I valued it at 150.
Being next to Dalton Schultz, you are in the full panic territory. We're talking about like late round 2 rookies. We're talking about like Adam Thielen types. I like the 1v1 with Schultz versus those wide receivers, and I'm less optimistic about like T.J. Hawkinson beating out the wide receivers next to him. So I've been drafting.
So let me know if you guys have questions. We only got 12 more Mega Ducks. That's for the top row, and the 1-of-1 booklet is in it. So every card in the Mega Duck is an RPA, and you get 1 to 3 ducks on the back. So for $20, you get an RPA, and then you get 5 pulls from the NFL box, and then you get entered in for the top row, and then the 1-of-1 is the first place. For $10, you can get entered in for the middle row. Everything's a jersey, and you can get anywhere from 1 to 3 ducks on the back of that.
You know who he is?
He's in my spreadsheets. That's all.
Yeah, I know. When I got it, I figured it was going to be like a cool piece to show off and like put into
it is nobody.
a duck race. That's kind of what I had envisioned for it. But it is a sick card.
Go from the Dallas Cowboys.
But I think like I'm going to keep the Jamar Chase that I got. You've seen that, Rummy, right? I had it here for a little bit. The Jamar Chase RPA. That one I'm gonna keep. This one I put in the duck race. The Jamar Chase I'm gonna keep for a while. Because I like Boyd, but Jamar Chase I think is actually gonna be one of the best receivers.
I think you can counteract that by saying there are 357 targets on the table for the Texans this offseason that are available. 100 more than the next team in the NFL. 100 more. So I don't want to like lock in on one thing. I mean, like, hey, Dalton Schultz, he's just an okay football player on like probably a bad team, and then just forego and forget opportunity. Because I think again the answer is somewhere in the middle.
And like one thing that he's gonna do is he's gonna get on the route a little bit more in like 2 tight end sets. Like last year, he was staying in the block because he's a good blocker. They have no choice. He has to go out there and catch passes. That Texans defense is absolute trash still, even with Will Henderson there. So if C.J. Stroud can play at all, one of these guys, Nico Collins or Dalton Schultz, is gonna really pop off. So give me the guy that's sent him.
And their OC has a little bit of experience with a pretty good tight end and utilizing him. Okay. For us next, it is Dalton Kincaid, the rookie first-round pick out of Utah for the Buffalo Bills. We'll make him the first in the next year. We always talk about it with rookie tight ends, how the jump in the game to the NFL is very difficult, and this is why they are slow to produce. What if Dalton Kincaid only has to really worry about one facet of the tight end position? I'm 100% walking down narrative street here, but based on what Brandon Beane has said, is he is purely going to be a pass-catching tight end and line up in the slot a lot, forcing defenses to still play nickel. And Ken Dorsey has at least some of a background with working with a ton of 12 personnel sets. They might call it 11 and a half with his time with the Carolina Panthers with Jeremy Shockey and Greg Olsen. Your thoughts here? Am I taking that step too far?
I don't think so. I think they're basically viewing him close to a
Let me know if you guys have any questions on anything. We also have 4 spots left in our fantasy league. If you guys are interested in joining a fantasy league, it's $10 to get into it. All through Yahoo, so you pay through Yahoo. Trophy, I'm buying the trophy for the winner this year. And if you come in first place for the week in points, you get a free duck pull. So first place in points every week, it's a free duck pull on stream. So pretty cool thing. We're doing the draft live whenever we fill it up. But if you guys have any questions on how the duck race works or pull boxes, let me know. Yeah, so for the mega, every duck pull you're guaranteed 1 duck, but you could hit up to 3. So on the back, you're guaranteed at least 1 duck. But so at the mega, you guaranteed an RPA, and then in the blue duck, you're guaranteed a jersey card, and it's anywhere from 1 to 3. So 1 to 3 duck on the back, but you're guaranteed at least 1 duck. And every duck purchase you make, you get 5 pulls from the NFL as well. So you could hit either the 2 or Cam Akers, whatever one you want. And that's getting pretty low too. So let me know if you have any other questions on it, Panini.
A couple years ago, he instantly got injured. They tried to bring.
But you're guaranteed at least 1 duck. And Mega Duck is the top row, and the 1-of-1 booklet is first place. And then for the blue, it's the middle row.
But it's not like we're talking.
Blue is $10, Mega is 20.
Year draft capital you have to invest in Dalton Kincaid, right? He's tied in 11 right now on underdog, 116 overall. Like, again, I'm not saying he's going to hit 1,000.
The top row, we have 12 spots left, and then we're going to run it. So I keep it at the very top. Some phones cut it off. I know not everybody looks up there, but so there's 12 left for the Mega and then 18 left for the Blue.
To your team at this current price tag, and even if he bottoms out, you can still hopefully draft.
Let me know if you guys have questions. But yeah, everything in the Mega Box, you're guaranteed an RPA. So Carlos Henderson, sweet patch RPA, and that would be the best one you want to hit.
Learning a little bit off the tackle and some of the zones system.
So you can hit up to 3 ducks. So Blue Duck, basically same thing, just everything's a jersey card. So sweet patches and stuff like that. And damn, whole 2 3 duck cards. That's crazy. I know, right? That is pretty cool. But yeah, Blue Duck middle row, Mega Duck top row. Every time you pull a duck card, you're guaranteed the jersey or RPA, and then you also get 5 additional pulls. And we're doing a share stream bonus today too. So if you make a purchase and you share the stream, you get 5 additional NFL pulls on top of it.
Once the league started actually trading for,
I also have a ton of stuff in the buy it now, so make sure to check that out. It's sorted by team. I have a ton of other stuff I haven't even listed yet.
And I would add that Dalton Kincaid's spatial awareness and like feel for zone is so much better than so many other rookie tight ends that enter the league. And so we know in man coverage too, he can make some outside his frame catches on top of that. So the receiving skills are automatically there. Okay, we've already hit 12 names here. How about we talk in trios for the rest of the time?
Let me know if you guys have questions.
The next 3 in our rankings are Jawan Johnson, Tyler Higbee, and Gerald Everett. Talk about one of those.
So Tyler Higbee is due for some positive regression. Stop me if you've heard this before. It seems like he always is. The difference this year, though, is that the Rams' offense is going to be better. Their offensive line looks way better. They had dealt with a lot of injuries last year. Matthew Stafford seems like he's
got a ton of stuff in the buy it now. We also got mystery packs. Those are $20. They come with 2 jersey cards, 2 numbered cards, a good rookie card, and then 5 inserts of rookies. And then 4 out of the 9 packs have a slab in addition to that, and the other 5 have some kind of bonus where you might get a Blue Duck pull, 10 NFL pulls, 3 numbered pulls, stuff like that. So you're guaranteed the 10 cards, and then you're guaranteed either a bonus or a slab in addition. And those are $20. You just buy what number you want in the buy it now. But then you could hit for $10. You could hit 2 jersey pulls, so it's 2 jersey or auto pulls, 13 pulls from the regular box, or 6 numbered pulls from the numbered box. Or for $10, you can do 1 Blue Duck pull and 5 NFL pulls.
92.3.
So a lot of options. Just let me know if you guys have questions.
Not getting like red zone and inside the 10-yard line targets. I did want to quickly bring up Jawan Johnson because he's a favorite for many out there, and it's because of the touchdowns he scored last year. 7, again, that tied for 4th among all tight ends. But he had just 11 red zone targets and caught 5 touchdowns.
I did just add a ton of stuff in the buy it now. If you search by team, you should be able to see it, and I can show you whatever you guys want.
As more of a full-time.
I have a bunch of stuff I haven't listed too.
Last year.
So let me know what you guys want to see.
15 or 17 red zone targets, but I'm assuming again the efficiency in scoring off of those is going to drop.
Yeah, 3.4 more touchdowns than expected. I was going to be really optimistic with them, and then they, like you forecasted, they brought back Foster Moreau. Thankfully, he's healthy, and they expect him to actually play. So that will hurt him because Jawan Johnson is well paid.
What's up, Bubba Dog?
So it's going to be a little bit harder.
If you guys got questions, let me know. Everything in the Mega Duck is a RPA this time around, and then you get anywhere from 1 to 3 ducks on the back. Blue Duck, everything is a jersey card, so you're guaranteed a jersey card, and you get anywhere from 1 to 3 ducks. So guaranteed a jersey for Blue, guaranteed a RPA for the Mega. Mega is for the top row, and the booklet 1 of 1 Nike is first place for the Mega. Blue is the middle row.
Another way for him to add on even more routes. You can make like a bold prediction, like.
Share bonus going today too. So if you share the stream and make a purchase, you get 5 bonus NFL pulls in addition to whatever you buy.
And final point on Gerald Everett, the Chargers were linked to every single tight end under the sun in the draft this year, and they didn't take a single one. So once again, we roll.
Appreciate the follow, Panini.
Gerald Everett and Donald Parham at tight end, and now you bring in Kellen Moore, who just made Dalton Schultz look like a top 5 scorer at the position. What can Gerald Everett do for you?
So everything in the $20 box is it's just RPA. So like there's some cool ones like cool patch and stuff like that. Basically it's just like a little bonus to get your duck. So like the real like the money that you pay for the $20 for is in the prizes. So like first place is the 1-of-1 Nike booklet of Tyler Boyd and Corey Coleman. Second is a Sauce Gardner auto at $199. Third is an Alvin Kamara RPA at $299. Jalen Waddle rookie auto is fourth, and Drake London is fifth. So the real money is in the prizes. But I mean, every card you get out of the $20 box is an RPA. So you're guaranteed an RPA. And then you get 5 pulls from the NFL box where you could hit either the 2 or the Cam Akers. But most the prizes, the big cards are the ones in the duck race on the top row in the booklet. If that makes sense, Bubba. Let me know if you have any other questions on it.
The rest of the time it's like pretty mid. So he's going very high, and I think the reason is because DJ Moore and Justin Fields go right next to each other. So if you drafted Justin Fields and you missed out on DJ Moore, like who else are you going to be picking? You're winding all the way down the board. And then
I also got mystery packs too. Those are pretty good. Those come with 10 cards. There's 9 of them left. So you get 2 jerseys, 2 number cards, a good rookie card, and 5 inserts of rookies. Yeah, so you don't have to be here to win. You're gonna get the card regardless if you win. So as soon as it sells out, I send a message to every single person that's in the duck race, and I usually give you about 15 to 30 minutes to get in to watch it. But you don't have to be here to win. It's just if you want to come watch. And then I post a clip to my channel after. After we run it, there's always a clip posted to my channel. And the card gets sent to you regardless if you're here or not. Yeah, so the Mega Duck is in the buy it now. It should be under, you can search Mega or $20 worth of pulls. And then the Blue Duck is pinned. So the pinned $10 can get you 2 jersey pulls, 13 NFL pulls, a duck and 5 pulls, and 6 pulls.
Yes, now it's instead of that, it's like Ian Thomas and Tommy Tremble and Jonathan Mingo and Adam Thielen and DJ Chark.
Bubba, let me know what number you want. Any number between 1 and 12.
This year. I think it's just like again.
So give me one number between 1 and 12, and then give me 5 numbers.
And we will probably
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have a Mike Davis out of $7.99. Sweet patch on that one, and bang! There you go. A nice 2-duck. Love to see it, man. And then give me 5 numbers. I want to say there's like 60 in there.
History at tight end has been rotation.
You can go over 16. If it's more than 60, I can do like a snake back if you want. But I think there's about 60.
There, you go on Woods from last year, so who knows what's exactly their plan is. Hayden Hurst can block a little bit. That's my concern is that they're just like trying to surround Bryce Young with at least.
All right, man, you got it.
A little concerned.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37.
And a new guy.
All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's see who you did. We got a Sean Lee, full throttle, Justin Blackman, Marshall Folk, Gale Sayers, and a John Elway. And let's see if he hit a slab. No slab. But appreciate the purchase, man. You were in for the Mega Duck. A nice two-duck hit, too.
His competition is another rookie who just got
not too bad.
And it sounded like that they're just using Musgrave.
Yeah, so now we're down to 11. I'll just look out for a message, and I'll send a message out once it sells out. And then we'll run it. And then, yeah, I can't wait to see who gets the booklet. The booklet's sweet.
Obviously matters, but he was going to go off last year. And I think there's a chance that he was going to be like a top 15, top 20 overall pick in the draft. He just got injured last year. Yet he's not being priced in like that. And the Packers, most importantly, have nobody to catch the ball besides Christian Watson, kind of like the ghost of Aaron Jones right now. So if Luke Musgrave can play, all the opportunities there for him.
These are our tight ends 18, 19, and 20, and they're being drafted so much later than that.
Let me know if you guys have questions on anything works. Also got a bunch of stuff in the buy it now. Bubba, let me know what you want to pull from. If you have any questions, let me know too.
Tight end shots. And I mean,
personally, I think the duck and 5 pulls is the best value, but
there is nothing.
Whatever you want to do, man.
And he was the 2nd overall tight end drafted this past year. It's an intriguing group to me for sure.
Only con I have with Laporta is he's on the threshold of being too small to be an every down tight end, especially
NFL
when
box
he's down
13.
there.
All right.
So that's my one
Uh,
fallback with Sam Laporta.
I don't
In that
see. I don't even know how many
offense,
are in there. Maybe like
touchdown. He's very
55,
fluid,
60.
up at camp with Madison
Whatever you
Square,
want, man.
But they are. What a tier! What a tier right now.
I know.
This
I have so much Sam Laporta and Luke Musgrave right now. So much.
this is setting up right now for later on.
All right. If we are much higher on that grouping and the grouping before that, that means we have to be much lower. And it's these next two names, Hayden. It's Chig Okonkwo, who is being drafted as the tight end 14, and he's our tight end 22. And then Dawson Knox, still being drafted as the tight end 16, and he's our tight end 23. Why?
Well, Dawson Knox is easy. They drafted Dalton Kincaid in round 1.
And Dawson Knox, it kind of showed us last year that he's almost too good at blocking. Like, if he was just a pass catching tight end, I think he'd be very productive.
All right, man. You got it.
But
All right, let's see. All right, so 1, 2, 3,
and
oh,
especially
1,
against the
2,
Ravens,
3,
like,
4, 5,
great, keeping
6.
extra
Nice one
protection,
there.
allows
7,
down
8,
routes.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
I think now he's
14,
almost gonna be
15,
more
16,
more
17,
QB
18,
but
19, 20, 21, 22,
And they'll
23,
continue to
24,
easier to raise
25,
in prices,
26,
it's
27,
harder to
28,
call in
29,
prices because the auto
30,
draft feature,
31,
like, even if you miss your pick,
32, 33, 34,
So they go
35,
long
36,
time
37, 38, 39, 40, 41,
And like this
42,
is like
43,
like burst bubbles here, but I'm gonna
44,
take a stand here.
45,
First of
46,
all, if he does
47,
get into the
48,
field that I
49,
bet he will,
50,
we're talking about tight
51,
ends,
52,
tight ends,
53,
tight end 8,
54,
I
55,
just completely lost.
56,
Remember Anthony
57,
Firkser? We were drafting Anthony
58,
Firkser at the
59.
time, a couple years ago. Same exact offense. Same thing with Johnny Smith. Johnny Smith ran on.
That was pretty close. I said about 60. It was about 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Got them all. All right, let's see how you did, man. Got a Dwayne Bowie, Eric Decker, Tease Tabor, Silver, Robert Griffin III. We got a Zeke Pink, Hype of Austin Eckler, Eddie George, League Leaders, Dalvin Cook Green, Traylon Burks Ray Rookie, Charles Topper Rookie, Keith Rivers, number 2, 499. We have a full throttle of Jalen Ramsey. 2018. What year is Jalen Ramsey's rookie? And a Kerryon Johnson at a 99 jersey. And let's see if you hit a slab. Come on.
He's got a beat. Trevon Wesco is 268 pounds.
No slab. Appreciate the purchase, man, and nice hit on the jersey. Let me know who your team is. I'll throw you a freebie since you didn't hit a slab on
Chig
that.
is the shiny object of tight end drafting right now. And look, we fall into this with like
Giants. All right, let me see what I got for the Giants. I think I actually have a decent Giants.
with like the Wandale Robinson of wide receivers, right? Or Kenny Gainwell or Andre Ellington at running back. You know, like we love these smaller, shiftier types that do break the mold. But
That was a
it's so
Eli
simple.
Manning
The issue is
Optic
he just
Silver.
didn't play that
I feel like that
often
one's
last
pretty
year.
sweet if you're a
Like, there
Giants
was
guy.
One game that he played over 50% of the snaps. One game. Okay.
I do have a couple cool Giants cards too that I just listed. I have Saquon Barkley rookie out of 175. And then I have I was gonna use it as a slab thing, but I'd be willing to part ways with it if you wanted to buy it. Eli Manning, 2004 rookie, PSA 8 though.
Called for you to get the ball because you're a
No worries if not.
player, and then also you are incredibly efficient after the catch because you're a good athlete.
Yeah, the
That's where you
Barkley's
win.
sweet.
But that
I
does
actually just listed it
play
too.
more snaps, that is going to drop down.
I was debating grading it,
I have Chig on like all my dynasty teams,
but
because
they increased the
this is
grading
type that
price, which
goes
sucks.
under the radar and is
See if I
drafted
can find
kind of
it for
later.
you.
But now I highly doubt I'll draft.
I was
any
about to
Chig
send so much
on
stuff to
those
get graded. That was like when it was
season,
the 15th.
and
Here
just
it
have
is.
all my investment on my
Color
dynasty.
match rookie
So much of his production was in 2 tight end sets. Where they
out of 175.
Like that's not the same thing as being out there every single time running.
I have it up for 40, but I definitely can work with you on
If he can do
price.
it, I mean, if we're wrong and he puts on some weight with every down tight end, there's a path for him to be the tight end 8. But
Yeah, isn't that
this
sweet?
offense going to support a tight.
I forgot to pick that up. I picked that at a card show in a deal like a while ago.
Yeah,
I just listed
it's
it
a difficult
today.
conversation because I really like him as a player, but I feel like a tight end isn't always a tight end, isn't always a tight end. And like both the conversations.
Let me see how many cards are left in here. Maybe I could work some deal with somebody at the end. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
is similar in the kind of how he wins. He's not
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54 cards left.
So I'm a little bit nervous.
Slab is still alive.
Similar boat where the routes just kind of disappear.
Yeah, that Barkley though,
That's gonna do
it's
it.
such a nice color match on that.
On Underdog Fantasy right now. I don't know if any other channel is giving you 57 minutes on the tight end position.
So
in mid-May.
55.
I wasn't planning on doing that today, but you're welcome.
But yes. This is actually a sign. If you
$40 would take the 55 cards. There are some jerseys in there,
I'll take
and
that.
then you get either two or Cam Akers. If somebody wanted to do it, I do $40 for it.
Rookie profiles that we have as well. And starting this week on the channel, we're bringing one guest every single Wednesday to outline the 5 players they cannot.
$40, and I'll even throw in a blue duck.
In every single draft. Our first one is with Jared Smola of.
You get a blue duck pull, and the rest of the pull box with a Tua. Tua or Cam Akers. I don't know. I personally probably would go Tua, but Cam Akers is a silver. If anybody's interested in that, just $40 worth of credit will get you blue duck, and yeah, the Tua's a rookie, PSA 9 rookie Prism, and the Cam Akers is a silver rookie PSA 9. Yeah, so one duck pull and the rest of the pull box, which is 55, I think I just said. And you get the slab with it. So 55 cards, a duck, and a slab. $40.
Finally be able to pull it off. We may be able to get in a $1,000 fantasy football draft here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to enter in right now. We'll see how many spots are open in this draft. And hopefully it will fill during this live stream. It's been back-to-back days of failure, but previously, the draft wasn't close to being filled. Here, we are close-ish. If there was going to be a shot to fill the $1,000 drafts, it would.
How about Bubba? If I make it sweeter for you, I'll do the Eli for you if you want that slab instead. I can do that for you. I know you bought from me before.
As we wait for this bad bill to fill, we are going to go ahead. We are going to hop in $5 drafts on Underdog.
So, I mean, I got to imagine this is 25-ish? Rookie 8?
If you are new to Underdog. If you are new to Underdog, I would stay away from those. Instead, I would be getting in a $3 Pomeranian Bud Superflex or a $5 Slow Puppy. I mean, I think that the way you should use Underdog is as practice for your main fantasy football.
Business-wise, you go with 2. That's fair.
So if you can get into 2 or 3 Slow Puppy drafts, I think that'll be.
That is fair.
Now, y'all know I make crazy things. Go ahead.
2 sells better. Yeah, I would agree with that.
This is a $3 million first place prize, $15 million prize.
Let me know if anybody's interested in it. I'm doing so there's 55 left in the pull box, which would be about $42. I'm doing 40, and you get a blue duck, but you get the 55 cards, and you get to pick what slab you want. So you hit the slab within the rest of the box. So blue duck, the rest of the pull box, and you guarantee the slab. We're also doing a fantasy draft too. We only got 4 spots left for that. If anybody's interested in that, it's $10 a team. It's all through Yahoo, so you pay through Yahoo. But highest score each week gets a free duck pull.
So this is going to be a tough spot. We got Tristan out here at pick 2.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Elijah in here at pick 1. Damn Jody in here at pick 8. Thank you so much for everybody.
All right, man. Let me know what number blue duck you want, and then you're getting the rest of this.
Excited to get this going at pick 12. And of course, as we wait
And I'm assuming you want the Tua.
if you want to get into one of these drafts with us, this is
Appreciate the purchase, man.
There are best ball drafts, so no top commitment at all during the year. That's how I drafted 700 teams and how I won $150,000 last season.
1? All right, you got it.
Same place that also has all these player props.
We got a Devontae Booker and a 1 duck. All right. Do you want them to be a surprise, or do you want me to go through them and show you? Completely up to you. I'll show you the slab card though, at minimum. But I appreciate the purchase, man.
In the live chat, find it in the description, find it in the comment section. If you sign up to Underdog with promo code FLOCK, they're going to match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to
We're down to
$100.
17 on the blue.
Free fantasy football rankings and a free trial to Flock Fantasy.
All right, man, you got it.
One last
The
thing.
slab you want Tua.
For about 10 seconds.
The slab you want Tua on it, and then let's see where the slab was. Not on that.
Let's move this around. We have Cup, Tyreek going pick 4 or 5. Kelsey at 6. No big surprises in this draft so far.
Not on that.
I mean, this is pretty indicative of what you have with actual fantasy football ADP. Maybe it's going to be
Bang.
us to make
God, I was getting nervous. I knew I just saw it, but it was in the last 3. There you go, man. Slab card. All right, and the rest you want to be a surprise? And you want the Tua. I think it would I actually don't know where it was. I don't know if it was at the front. I think it was like slightly towards the front. All right. Awesome, man. Appreciate the purchase. And I will fill the pull box back up too. Let me get this all set up for you. And then you get to pick the next slab up. All right, what should be the next one up? We got Eli Manning, Kadarius Toney, Gabe Davis, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, J.K. Dobbins, another Tua, Jalen Darden, Jameson Williams. Got a Travis Etienne, Waddle 8 though, Judy 8, David Montgomery, Super Drive or Overdrive, not numbered, Dawkins. And then we got a couple more. There's a couple good ones. Purdy, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Love at $8.99, and a Tua. Yeah, the Dawkins and Montgomery I got like for a pretty good deal, so that's why I have those because they are very random. Purdy, yeah, I figured that would be the next one up. Purdy, it is. I actually think the Tua Prism goes more than the Purdy.
We have to remember, this is a $25 buy-in. This is a $677,000.
All right, if anybody has any questions, let me know. Probably going to be on for like 45 more minutes. But no.
310,000 entrants so far today.
Yeah, they really do.
Sorry, not so far today. So far this offseason.
Yeah, Rummy, just shoot me an offer. I'm completely open to whatever. I could probably do it for like, honestly, I'd do it for like $15 if you want to do that.
There are going to be a lot of Garrett Wilson and Amon-Ra St. Brown teams. There'll be a lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown, Nick Chubb. There's going to be very rarely a start of Devontae Adams, Saquon Barkley. So if these two guys go out there and crush it together, we may be one of the very few teams that have this exact time. So let's go ahead and let's take those guys. Nathan says
yeah, CD was a pink rookie, but it was a PSA 8. That's the only thing that sucked about the CD. All right, I'll do that for you, man. I'm sure it won't be picked as the next slab up. It was probably one that was going to be put in like one of the mystery packs as like one of the low-end slabs. But yeah, CD, pink CD, rookie, PSA 8 though. It's a nice PSA 8 though. I'm wondering if the person just, so I didn't grade it. I'm wondering if the person just didn't clean it. Because it looks pretty sweet. It like looks nice. The only thing I can see is there's like a it was like a hair in it. I can't imagine PSA like. I feel like sometimes they should just clean it a little bit for the guy, right? Yeah, there's like something on the back right above the A, and I think that's in the slab. So I'm wondering if the person just didn't clean it because the rest of it looks freaking nice. So I don't really understand what went on with that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the slab. So I'm thinking that could be the only reason it got an 8. Because other than that, the corners look pretty good. I guess that corner in the top right's a little dinged, but not bad. But it's centered really nicely. The front of it looks awesome.
I don't know if we're sacrificing that much upside. I mean, hell, we're going over and looking at the player props on Underdog right now. They literally have Devontae
Let me fill this pull box up.
They've been over 1,300. I mean, if you're comparing this with the other guys, they have Cooper Kupp right now, the 1,300 receiving yards. They have Tyreek Hill at 1,250. They have Tyreek Hill for fewer yards than Devontae Adams.
If you guys got any questions, just let me know.
Jamar Chase for fewer yards. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going ahead and no, of course I'm not doing that. But here instead, I'm taking Devontae Adams what? As wide receiver 9?
Let me throw some numbered and jersey cards in there.
Love Star says 1,300 seems. I'm not saying it isn't, my friend. Not saying it
Just
isn't.
blocking it because I'm filling up the pull box.
Putting their money
Got
where their mouth is.
sold out.
Underdog is horribly wrong, which I think honestly that
Throwing a ton of numbered cards.
here in particular, the Jamar Chase.
I'm gonna take out some cards so we can throw in some jerseys though. Take out the front stack.
We're gonna lose. Underdog in reality probably knows something. Calvin will be going at 26. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, Lee. I've been watching the training videos out of Jacksonville today, and I've been a little bit worried that I'm not drafting much Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is going in the 6th round in your normal redraft leagues such as ESPN. All offseason, he's been going in the 3rd round in these underdog drafts. And in the 3rd round, I have
Just throw a slab card in there and then we're good to go. Yeah, good to go.
out there putting on a clinic at Jacksonville's training camp. It's making me a little bit nervous about not having enough counts.
All right, it is live. Live again. Full box. If you guys want to see any cards that I got in the buy it now, just let me know. I also have a ton of jersey cards, ton of numbered and auto cards of all teams.
Now, Lamar Jackson off the board there at 33. Very rarely you're seeing Lamar Jackson now go ahead of Mark Andrews. Even though I haven't been taking a lot of Andrews, I think it's very difficult to make a team work with Mark Andrews in round 3. Let's see if we have the ability to take him to pick 36, though. This is a team that took Austin Eckler and Amon-Ra St. Brown with their first 2 selections. Ben says that's how you get your account, man. Yeah. Go through and take Trey Lance round 1 of the $1,000 draft. See what happens. Probably not going to be able to get in an underdog draft again. This is very surprising. I haven't drafted a lot of Mark Andrews. We tried drafting him earlier this week just to mix things up a bit, and it wasn't pretty. It felt awkward. I didn't like it. But if people
Fantasy Focus Football is presented by Geico. Switch to Geico and see all the ways that you can save. And we are back. It's like the first day of school, Dave. Yeah, man. I'm ready for this. It's like season's upon us. Football is here. It's what we've been waiting for up until this point. It's like, okay, you know how you had that summer break and your summer break just wasn't long enough? Okay, I feel like summer break wasn't long enough, but I'm also still excited that school is returning. Am I allowed to do both of those? Sure, certainly both things can happen at the same time. And it's great to be back with everybody here for yet another season of the Fantasy Focus. Thanks to everybody that is tuning in. There are a lot of ways to watch us and listen to us every single day. The podcast will be available wherever you get your podcasts. In the meantime, if you want to watch live daily at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, you can do so on the ESPN app. You can do so on the ESPN Fantasy Facebook page. You can do it on the ESPN YouTube page as well. We certainly encourage those who do watch on YouTube to get involved in the chat. And then, of course, on X as well, or Twitter. That's right. This is my Arrowhead Stadium. That's it, right? Like, Arrowhead Stadium is forever Arrowhead Stadium. With all due respect to Jihad, right? It's now called. I think it's Arrowhead Stadium at Jihad Field or something. Yeah. It's Twitter. If you want to watch us on Twitter, you can do so at Fantasy Focus. Best way to find all the information. We have a ton to get to today, Daniel, but I couldn't be more excited for the season ahead. We are here all the way between now and the end of the playoffs. We're going to do our best to get you as ready as we possibly can for your upcoming drafts. And then once the season begins, we're going to help you build a championship roster. Couldn't be more excited about what's ahead. If you'd I need a championship roster, so I'm going to be listening in on this. Hopefully, you've got some nuggets you're going to share with me as well. I'll share a couple with you. That's all right. We have a lot to dive into today, by the way. We might, if we have time, get into some of the offseason storylines that we've been discussing for the past 5 months. We'll try. But there are also podcasts available for those that have been listening to the once-a-week version. Spoiler alert, there's just a lot of news, Phil. There is a lot of news, yeah, because we also have some burning questions we're going to dive into to look ahead. But let's begin with some news, Daniel, and you take it away from here because we have a mess in Indianapolis.
Yes, we do. Let's start with Jonathan Taylor after Jim Irsay decided to start a tweet storm. I don't know, I feel like this is a situation where it would be the old Herm Edwards situation. Don't press send!
Yeah, good idea.
Jim, what are you doing here? So, Field, we've had a lot of back and forth. Jonathan Taylor being back into the running back market.
Yep.
We saw some tweets from his owner, Jim Irsay.
Yep.
Now, Jonathan Taylor is. There's a lot.
Let me know if you guys got any questions.
For us as far as the NFI list and what could happen.
Yeah, so people probably know this already. Jonathan Taylor did request a trade. He started on the PUP list. We told you on Thursday it seemed a little sketchy that he was on the PUP list. And then there was this quote from Jim Irsay, which followed the tweet, and this was one of the quotes from Irsay. Quote, if I die tonight and Jonathan Taylor is out of the league, no one's going to miss us. The league goes on. We know that. The National Football League goes on. It doesn't matter who comes and who goes, and we're privileged to be a part of it. Philosophical Jim Irsay, perhaps. I'm not exactly sure how you would categorize this version of Jim Irsay, but in a league in which owners have as much motivation to do everything they can to protect their brand, to protect their own shield, Jim Irsay has gone AWOL and has caused a storm. And there is a very public battle brewing between the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, who not only signs up on contracts, but cuts and pays the checks, quite literally, and their best player, Jonathan Taylor, at least their best offensive player for now. And it seems very clear that Jonathan Taylor no longer wants to be an Indianapolis Colt. He did say last night, after reports came out that the team might be placing him on the NFI list because of a back issue, that he had no such back issue, and that the reporters needed to get better sources. The NFI thing is important for a lot of reasons. We're going to get nerdy early on in this podcast.
Yeah, we are.
The most important reason is a player can be placed on the NFI list. He suffers an injury away from practice or not in the team facility. So if you're not part of the off-season workout program where they're lifting weights at the team facility, if you're on your own, sure. If you're on a jog in the Bahamas and you twist your ankle and you break it and you're going to miss 3 months and that's going to cost you half the season,
Yep.
The team has the right to withhold any amount of your base salary that you're going to miss during the time that you're recovering. So when you get put on the NFI list, all of a sudden your money becomes a problem.
Well, and this was in response to a trade request about Jonathan Taylor, which what would it even look like for Jonathan Taylor to be traded from this team? Is that even a thing that we think is possibly in the cards? How do you trade a guy like that?
I have spent the past probably 2 or 3 days since we learned of this trade request. I've spent the past couple of days trying to find a team that I can make a legitimate case for. I wanted to come in today and say I believe the fill-in-the-blank team should trade for Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
I can't get there, Daniel. Here's the reason why. We all know how the running back market has taken shape recently. It has obviously been a tough go for these top running backs. Jonathan Taylor being one of them, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, you name it.
Let me know if anybody has any questions on anything.
We'll talk about it in just a minute as well. If you're a really good team who views Jonathan Taylor as the icing on the cake, you're not going to want to pay the Colts the draft capital they've done. Right? If you're a team that's already got a pretty good back, like just as an example, I don't know, if you're the Jaguars, you have Travis Etienne, you don't need to trade for Jonathan Taylor, right? There are teams that are bad that probably would get better with Jonathan Taylor on their team. The Cardinals would be a better team with Jonathan Taylor than they are right now. Why are they going to ship draft capital and spend a lot of money on a guy who might take them from like a 3 or 4 win team to a 4 or 5 win team, right? It's a bit of a rock and a hard place right now for Jonathan Taylor.
It's like you're trying to thread the needle of who could potentially use this guy, but is also in a position that could win now. Because if you're trading for JT, you're trying to compete.
But it's a lot of money for a team that's trying to win right now. If you're the Chiefs, and you want to trade,
Let me know if you guys have any questions on anything.
we can make the case.
If the duck race is going, only 11 spots left for the Mega, 17 for the Blue Duck.
Like he is on many rosters. Sure. You don't have $4.3 million to play with, right? And you're not going to trade away a second-round pick for Jonathan Taylor because you have to replenish the depth at other more premium positions year over year over year.
Appreciate the share, Wayne. Just gotta make a purchase, and then 5 bonus pulls are yours.
Jones become more and more expensive. The Chiefs are going to have to win.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Draft. So Jonathan Taylor's trade request may turn into nothing. which could lead us to the next stage of this. Let's call it showdown right now. It's being Taylor. I think the door is open to.
So let me know if you guys got questions on anything.
Missing games because of his discontent that he is feeling right now, Tim. If he is on the NFI list and he remains there until the regular season begins, he's out for 6 weeks. That already means you might miss Jonathan Taylor for the most important half of the fantasy regular season. We're not there, but it seems at least possible, that Jonathan Taylor could miss some games during this fantasy football regular season, which is a shame for a guy who was the face of fantasy football just last year. Now I get it, Jonathan Taylor had a difficult year last year because of the injuries. But Jonathan Taylor was the consensus #1 pick in fantasy last year, and right now there is this cloud of uncertainty hanging over him. So I think people are wondering, what do I do? It's July 31st, so we kind of need to make sure that we clearly define it. Like if you're an early drafter, if you're somebody that is either doing mock drafts right now or somebody that is an early drafter because you've got a passionate league that is not concerned about developments that can take place over the next 5.5, 6 weeks.
Yep.
That's your prerogative.
So let me know if you guys got any questions on anything.
There's kind of that tier of top 2 guys for sure came from us, and actually amongst running backs. But as you start to look at that next tier of backs, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry. If you're making the case to pick one of those 4, I think by default right now, just because of the possibility that something lingers into the regular season, sure, Taylor has to drop to the bottom of that RB1 tier, and that's something that 2 weeks ago, if you had asked me, I would have told you was unfathomable. And it all traces back to an NFL owner who decided to speak up for reasons that make absolutely no sense now, and they make less sense than they did when this first began before our Thursday show, when it seemed like he had already tweeted too much. It's gotten decidedly worse.
It's just making it harder. Just making it harder on everyone around him, on the team, on his GM, on everybody involved. Jim Irsay sending out these tweets.
Scoring his GM
doesn't
think
do
about
anything.
the job. By the way, think about the job that his GM, Chris Ballard, now faces.
Yeah.
All right, let's say that the team is going to, and Jim Irsay has said very clearly, we're not trading Jonathan Taylor.
Yep. It's not
Speaking
now,
both
not
sides of
later.
his mouth. Yeah, not now, not in October when the deadline is what he said. So the Colts simultaneously are reticent to pay Jonathan Taylor top dollar. They also don't want to trade him. But by the way, if they were to trade Jonathan Taylor, make one thing very clear. Let's just say they were to entertain this idea of trading Jonathan Taylor, who's a very, very talented player, even at a devalued position. They're not like, it's not going to be that Adam Schefter tweets one day, hey, the Kansas City Chiefs have acquired Jonathan Taylor for a 6th round pick. Right? The Colts don't want to pay him a lot of money, but they're not going to give him away either. That's why there's this rub right now.
Let me know if anybody has any questions on anything.
To find a trade partner for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
So I figured, let me at least come to the table with one team. One.
Is there one?
This feels like a dramatic stretch, but I'll just lay out a possibility.
The one team we have is a dramatic stretch.
And this is a dramatic stretch. I think this is extremely unlikely, but I'm just trying to find a way to thread the needle of circumstances that would be required to facilitate such a trade. We got news yesterday that both Kenneth Walker III and Zach Charbonnet, the top 2 Seahawks running backs, are dealing with various injuries. Charbonnet's got a shoulder injury. It sounds like there's some mystery surrounding that. Ken Walker's got a groin injury. Did not sound like Pete Carroll was particularly concerned, but it's July 31st. No reason to rush him back out there. This weird world in which maybe that groin strain either gets aggravated later in training camp or doesn't heal as fast as Seattle wants it to. This is a team that has long marched to the beat of its own drum, personnel-wise. A few years ago, they made a trade which has not worked out for Jamal Adams, where they paid a big cost, 2 first-round picks at a devalued position, safety. Paid him a ton of money as well. Seattle wants to be in the playoffs again this year. They've got a phenomenal roster otherwise. 5 years ago, I might have bought it. I don't buy it, though. Like, even Seattle, I'm having a hard time finishing the case.
Sure.
Why Seattle should make a trade for Jonathan Taylor. So I think the most likely result, Daniel, is that Jonathan Taylor and the Indianapolis.
Let me know if you guys have any questions.
Need to stare each other down, play a game of chicken, and they've got to decide over the next month whether they want to work together, whether this marriage is over, and if a month from now this marriage has still not been resolved, we're going to have some really serious conversations about where you can justify drafting Jonathan Taylor.
Yes.
Until we get to that point, good luck finding a star in that backfield because it's now Deion Jackson, who was fine last year, but still, fine is probably as far as I would go. Zach Moss, former Bill, who was jettisoned in the trade for Nyheim Hines. And Evan Hull, that took him in the 5th round out of Northwestern. If it's not Jonathan Taylor, if this team wants to support Anthony Richardson right away, we might need to consider some depth in the backfield. Of note, by the way, Zach Moss got banged up earlier in practice, like 20 minutes before we came on. So a very thin backfield all of a sudden is much there.
So many things to follow with
Do the whole show on Jonathan Taylor.
Honestly.
The whole show. I don't think he's getting traded, though. At least not anytime soon. And I think it's a really hard deal to put together for all these factors that we've been talking about.
And we'll move on here. I think it's a good what you said though. You're trying to bring one team to the table, right? The Seahawks have 2 really young running backs. You're saying the Colts could get a young running back in return for Jonathan Taylor, which is what they were hoping to be able to do.
I think it would be a draft pick. I don't think it would be Ken Walker or Zach Charbonnet.
So
I
wait,
think it would just be
the
like
Seahawks
Seattle.
all 3 running
They
backs?
would just say, hey, this is simply for 2023. We're not going to extend Jonathan Taylor for $15 million a year.
That part's true.
It's a quasi all again. It sounds illogical to me, and I'm the one trying to make the case. So the point is that I'm having a really hard time. I would love to at Fantasy Focus on Twitter, on X, or on the YouTube chat. Like, if there's a team that comes to mind for you that you think to yourself, yeah, like this is the right fit, send them our way because I'm just having a hard time convincing myself that any team, really any team in the entire NFL right now, is the right fit to trade for Jonathan Taylor, pay the Colts what they want, and then pay Jonathan Taylor what he wants. It's hard to make everybody happy in this arrangement.
It's going to be tough. All right, next up, field. Joe Burrow was carted off with a calf injury. He was quarterback 4 last year. We've seen him be so good, continue to take steps each year of his career. It's only July, right? Teams, I think him being carted off was the idea of like, we're going to play it safe. He's our franchise quarterback. But should we be reading into this more as fantasy managers trying to look ahead at Joe Burrow's fantasy value?
Not yet. Again, if you're an early drafter, I'll say this again.
Let me know if anybody has any questions.
10 days. If you're an early drafter, this is a good tiebreaker, right? If you go through the quarterback tiers, and by the way, tomorrow on the show, we're going to be discussing quarterback rankings, top 10 quarterbacks, tiers, thoughts on just a variety of different players. But, I'll spoil the beginning of it. My first tier of quarterbacks is 3 players, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts. There's that next tier of quarterbacks that I would argue is composed of at least Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert. You could maybe throw Trevor Lawrence in there. It's called 4 to 5 men, right? Yep. If you're drafting right now, again, you can plop Joe Burrow down to the bottom of it because while it sounds like he'll be ready for the regular season, Daniel, until we know, we don't know, right? So if he misses 1 or 2 games, 3 games maybe, and you could have 17 games of Justin Herbert versus 13, 14 of Joe Burrow, you would take that because they're so closely ranked otherwise.
Yep.
But what I will say is that Joe Burrow, his superpower for fantasy is not his legs. His superpower is that he plays in what was the pass-heavy offense in the NFL last year with incredible wide receivers. And he's just a sniper, right?
Yes, he is.
Quietly, Joe Burrow did impact things with his legs last year. So I think that having that calf at 100% a month from now is important to how I view his early season outlook. He had 5 rushing touchdowns last season, close to 250 rushing yards, right? Like, he's a good player. He's definitely not Lamar Jackson, right? But he's not a statuette, right? Like, this is not the next Tom Brady / Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning as far as like fantasy.
Let me know if anybody has any questions on anything.
He has enough athletic ability that the rushing does matter to me, but too early for me to be overly concerned other than what I said. If you're drafting now, there's a lot I still expect to get to August 31st or so. I will continue to have Joe Burrow as right around quarterback 5, which is where I had him in my preseason ranks. I happened to have Lamar Jackson just 1 slot ahead.
I'm with you though. Joe Burrow's firmly in that tier of quarterback categories, and we're trying to figure out like within that tier, right? I love the tier system because you're saying which one of these guys do I like more, and it's a lot of times based on the situation.
A lot of tiers talk every day.
A lot of tiers talk.
Definitely this week is we'll be going through all of our position rankings, and tiers matters for reasons that we'll dive into very, very specific.
All right, Field, I was watching the internet yesterday. I saw.
All right, I'm going to be getting off. I'll be back on tomorrow about 2 p.m. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM. Peace.